Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Are you feeling festive?
We are. Look, I mean, it doesn't. Yeah.
I'm sort of all over it. Love the Christmas time.
So 5 days to Christmas Day, but
Yeah.
thank you for joining us live with YouGarden TV this morning. We're with you for 2.5 hours.
We are, yes, we are indeed.
Only because this afternoon we are recording a few extra special bits for Christmas and New Year.
Indeed, very excited about the one this afternoon.
Yes.
Really looking forward to that one.
We are recording a houseplant show this afternoon.
So excited about that.
So that is going to be available to stream between Christmas and New Year and some other special shows. But we are live for the next 2.5 hours. Loads of new items.
Lots of new items, some good edible ones as well you've got over there, haven't you?
I'm really excited about both the blueberry and we've got a thornless blackberry.
Thornless blackberry, that's really interesting, isn't it?
And there's a really ridiculous deal on the Sarcococca, isn't there?
We were completely confused about this
Yes.
one. We thought that somebody had done something wrong. We thought that their maths was a little bit off, but we're just going to go with it.
So basically,
Christmas, why not?
just stay tuned, but to buy two is cheaper than buying one on the Sarcococca. It's ridiculous.
That never happens.
But we're really sad because this is one of the last shows featuring this promotion. It does finish at the end of December, which is only about 11 days' time now.
Not long at all.
But if you want to take advantage of free Pimpy when you spend over £30 or more, do it today. Now, all you need to do, as ever, is use the code, and the code this week is YGTV51.
That's it. You need to use that code. All of you regulars, you will know this already, but for any new viewers, that is the magic key code. That's what unlocks all of our special offers, including your free postage over £30, but also if there's any buy one, get one free or double up deals or anything where you can save money, it's going to be unlocked by entering that code when you place your order.
Now, have we got a free gift today, Bex?
Yes, we have got a free gift. And we've got crocus.
Yeah, we have. And it is not too late to plant them. And I promise you, I've planted bulbs in December. I've even done it in January. Just get them in the ground and they will still come up. They may be slightly later. To be honest, I don't think they will be.
I don't think so at all. But the beauty of your crocus is that, you know, they naturalise, they multiply. So even if they do come up a little bit later this year, they'll be in the ground and naturalising and multiplying for you for many, many years to come.
But honestly, I've planted crocus this time of year and they've come up absolutely
Look at the colours
fine.
in those
I
as
know.
well. It's beautiful. You get the solid purple, and I love that one there. That's gorgeous. And then the yellows and the whites. It's a really good mix.
It is. And we were all talking before the show started, and over Christmas we determined to have a bit of time to ourselves and to get out in the garden because the weather's not bad at the moment.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
it's really mild, actually, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, I probably don't even need my fleece today, actually.
I know, I've double layered and I'm not sure I need it today.
It's quite warm in the cottage.
It's actually quite toasty today.
Now, as ever, we've got lots of you beginning to join us on YouTube and Facebook and on the YouGarden website. If you want to interact, be part of the group chat, we would love that. But I'm dying to begin, are you?
Yeah, let's get on with it, shall we? Let's get on with it.
Should we start with the Sarcococca?
Of course
yes,
we should. This is probably the craziest deal that we've got on the show today because, as Shaun told you, it's actually cheaper to get two of these than it is to get one.
So are you ready for the details? And we'll tell you all about, if you don't know Sarcococca, we'll tell you about it in a second.
We will.
But one of these is $19.99. It's great size, really healthy, but if you double up, you actually save a £5. Well, I say save it.
I mean,
it's like getting the second one for minus £5.
Minus £5,
yeah,
basically.
That's what makes sense. So don't buy one. You'll
Put
pay
two
more.
in your basket.
So this is what happens. Put one in your basket. Enter your code YGTV51. So we've got the free crocus in there. But if we put another Sarcococca, we've never done this promotion before. There you go.
Somebody has had too many sherries.
I think they have.
They've had too many Christmas sherries. They've set it up wrong. It's crazy.
That is amazing for Sarcococca.
I love it though as well because Sarcococca is such a good plant to have. So to do a double deal where it's cheaper than buying one is just crazy.
Well, we've actually both got these in our garden. If you haven't, yes, you have.
Well, you can have two now.
Yeah,
as well.
you can have two. But it is one of the most glorious winter flowering plants. So this is what it looks like right now, December 20th. Really nice and evergreen.
Beautiful
Lovely.
evergreen leaves on here. But what you're going to, I mean, obviously you're get it for the evergreen foliage. That's wonderful. So, it'll fill any gaps where you've got some deciduous plants. That'll be great over the winter time. But what I got this for is the beautiful, sweet and heady fragrance that you get from the flowers that form on here. Can you see how many buds there are? Look, you can see all of those little buds all the way along the stems, along this plant. This is getting ready to burst into bloom for you, and these are the gorgeous flowers that are going to burst out on here. And they'll be there from December into January, into February, probably into March time as well. And the fragrance that comes from these, it is delightful. It is really sweet. It's a vanilla-based fragrance, and it is glorious.
And if you just pick a couple of the stems and put them into your home, honestly, that fragrance will fill an entire room. Now, one of the things that I love about the Sarcococca as well, not only the flowers, not only the fragrance, the fact that it's evergreen, but it actually is okay in a shady area. It quite likes shade.
It doesn't mind shade at all, actually. I mean, it'll tolerate full sun, so that's fine. If a sunny spot is where you've got to put it, that's going to be fine. But we do know that those shady spots can be quite tricky, can't they? Difficult to put plants in there that are going to thrive. This one will actually thrive in that shady spot.
Now, the value today, if you buy two, is incredible. So it's one for £19.99. Ridiculously, it's two for £14.98. Honestly, we were looking at our notes before the show and we're like,
that's not right.
But we checked it on the system and that promotion is live. It's active right now. Just use that code as ever. But take advantage of it, and they are wonderful plants. Great for pots, of course, as well.
Yeah, actually, so I've got one in the border, and I had the second one in the border, but I have, just a couple of months ago, I dug that up and repotted it. I put it into a pot because I do want to bring it closer to the house so I can really enjoy that fragrance over the winter months. So it's perfectly happy in a pot, perfectly happy in all soil types as well. Really isn't fussy.
And I don't know about you at home, but I do find January, February quite depressing for mum.
Very dull.
Yeah, they are. The only good thing in January is Bex's birthday. That's the only exciting thing in January. But good morning to everyone that's watching.
Good morning, all of you.
Got some new views as well, I think.
Yeah, I think we have.
Eileen, good morning to you.
Nice to have your company.
Yeah.
And Bill's back. Good morning, Bill. Oh, you think he's in Edinburgh?
Oh, look at Bill.
What's it like up there at the minute? Is it nice? Philip, hello Barbara, hello all of you.
And good morning to Elaine, as we mentioned as well. So lots of our regulars and a few new viewers as well. We've got a great show, but we are live today till 12:30. So Sarcococca loves shade, flowers in the winter months, so it's just beginning to bud right now. A few weeks and that'll be out, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to really burst into bloom, and it's that fragrance that you get from here. But do remember that this is also a nice, easy, compact, easy to manage plant as well. It's fairly slow growing. Ultimate growth you're going to get on here. It's a nice, full bush, about 1 metre by 1 metre is what this will grow to, but it is slow growing. So smaller gardens, this is perfect.
But it is the most fragrant winter plant that we know of. And you know, even if you don't need two, you've got to buy two because two's less. Two's less than the price of one. Give one to a friend, something like that.
Absolutely. We love giving plants as gifts, don't we?
And we love receiving them as gifts as well. So, one in your basket, $19.99. Use the code, that will give you your free crocus bulbs. YGTV51 is your code today. But look at this. That's what we love. And suddenly you're saving £25 on that. In fact, your total saving is $24.99. Amazing value, but we do think they're going to go very, very quickly.
You could save some more money on there as well. Look, if you join the club, there's an extra £4 that you can save from joining our gardening club today. That's crazy.
Well, it is when the club membership is actually only £5 on auto renewal.
For the full year.
Yeah, we got loads of members last week, didn't we?
We did. We got lots of new members. This is why we have to keep repeating ourselves, you see, because we keep getting lots and lots of new viewers coming in. So, yeah, it's well worth joining the club. You get 10% saving, on every single purchase on plants and accessories and things, 5% on some items, but 10% on the majority of things. So those savings really start to add up over the year.
It really is worth joining the club. I think if you just place even a couple of orders, you get your money back, generally speaking. So do think about that. All the details are on our website. But Bex and I are very excited about the two brand new Grow Your Owns that we have got today. Should we start with where do you want to start, blueberry or blackberry?
I want to go blackberry.
Yeah,
I want to go blackberry.
I love both, actually. But the blackberry is also on a double up deal, so one for £9.99, two for £14.98. But this is a really special variety because I think one of the things we all hate about blackberries are the thorns.
Thorns for sure, and how big and sprawling the plant actually gets.
Because they're a bit unwieldy, aren't they?
I call them a thug. They're bullies, you know. They really try to take over. They try to strangle other plants out the way. And yeah, it's those thorns. I love blackberries. I like blackberry picking. But when you're constantly getting prickled by all the thorns, it can be really, really frustrating.
I mean, I've ripped clothing with blackberries before, haven't you?
Absolutely.
I've ripped my skin.
You don't have to worry about it with these because this is a newer thornless variety. So absolutely no thorns. So if you're, if you're older, for example, you were talking about your mother who's on blood thinners. Same with my mum and dad. They're both on blood thinners. They have to be really careful, don't they?
My mum, bless her, she's got very thin skin, obviously at her age, and she's on blood thinners. So even the slightest minor cut can be quite serious.
Bleeds for ages as well, doesn't it? So, yeah, and if you've got kids and you want to get them involved, but obviously blackberry picking for them can be quite tricky as well, you can do it with these because these are absolutely thornless variety. Plus, they don't get as big. They will require regular pruning or annual pruning. You are going to want to cut these back, but they are only going to get to about 1.5 meters by maybe 1 metre. So this is going to really fill out quite nicely in any border or pot that you might want to keep these in.
Now, again, we did plan to have a healthy breakfast today, but it went to pot as ever, and we did have donuts.
Of course.
But blackberries on a morning with your yoghurts, on top of cereal. You might want to create gorgeous crumbles, pies, but when you actually grow fruit yourself, it does taste so much better, doesn't it?
It really does. There's some kind of, it's the satisfaction of doing it yourself. It's, the fact that they're so much fresher because you literally just picked it straight from there. The things you grow and pick and eat yourself are never as good, as when you do it yourself, basically. It's so delicious.
Now is a brilliant time to buy these. We have got some really great deals. We've been so pleased that basically lots of orders have still been coming in, even though it's been obviously December, 5 days from Christmas. But gardening doesn't stop, does it?
No, there's always jobs to do in your garden. And actually,
planning ahead.
Yeah, exactly. At this time of year, what we're really thinking about is our spring gardens, our summer gardens, and planting things, getting the seeds sown, all of those things that are going to give us the best displays next year. So now is a really good time to buy and plant these in the ground, particularly because it's so mild at the moment.
It is.
It's so mild. You can get these in the ground. They can focus on getting, really strong root system because that's what they'll do at this time of year. They're not going to put all their energy and focus into growing northwards, sprouting. They're going to put all their energy and focus into growing those strong root structures. So then once the spring comes and the lighter days and the warmer weather comes, it can then put all of its effort into sprouting. Sorry, it's exciting, isn't it? Lighter days and warmer weather, lovely.
I really hate these short days.
Well, we're only 3 days away from the winter solstice, so 3 days from now, the days start getting longer again.
Yeah. I just love, psychologically, I love that thought.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it?
But get these now. What I would do, if you've got a minute over Christmas, or they'll be fine over Christmas and New Year, but when you've got a minute, just repot them up.
Yeah, get them potted out.
Yeah.
They will live quite happily in a decent-sized pot, or you can plant them out into borders. We've been talking a lot, haven't we, when we do the grow your own, about how you can mix your grow your own in with your flowers and plants in your borders. You don't need a separate section.
But really excited about those, and I hope you get them today. 310-077 for the Thornless Blackberry. But we've also got the most amazing deal on our blueberry because look at the size of this.
It's so well established.
It is. I mean, we've actually shown on the shows before blueberry plants, in 9 centimetre pots.
That big.
This is already, I would say that's at least 2 to 3 years old,
yeah,
wouldn't you?
Definitely.
At least.
Yeah, for sure. This is well established, this one, and it's a late season cropper, which is really interesting with your blueberries. So we did have an early cropper. We brought, was that last week?
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, so we did have the early blueberry cropper last week. So if you got that, I would suggest you add this one into your basket as well because your early cropper will start from June. Your late season blueberry will start from about August. So if you love blueberries, you will extend that blueberry picking season by a good couple of months.
And blueberry, out of all the fruits that we've brought you here on YouGarden, it is one of the very, very highest as an antioxidant. If you go online, just type in the benefits of blueberries. There are so many.
Oh, so many.
And so many things you can do with blueberries. I mean, I loved blueberries just sprinkled on my cereal. cereal. Bex is a good cook, actually, and you'd probably bake some type of blueberry muffins, wouldn't you?
I'd do blueberry muffins, or I really do love thick American-style pancakes, blueberry pancakes with a drizzle of maple syrup. Yeah. That is delicious.
Yeah.
But blueberry muffins, a good blueberry muffin. Oh, you can't beat that, can you?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we've had donuts already and we're still...
I know. One of the things that I am quite good at making is a summer fruit pudding. My best mate, who I've known since I was 19, quite a long time, he loves blueberries, but he loves summer fruit pudding. And I always put blueberries and blackberries in summer fruit puddings.
Oh, nice. Those two together actually will work really nice.
Yeah.
They'll work really nice.
So, big blueberry plant there for $7.99. The one thing we would say is it does need ericaceous compost, this one.
It does. It requires ericaceous compost, really. If you want to get decent blueberry production from this, you are going to want to invest in some ericaceous compost. Very easy to do. We do have it on the website. You can get hold of it. Very simple. This is why I think this sort of lends itself to being a beautiful pot plant. You get the gorgeous blossom on there, lovely fragrant blossom on there in the springtime. So it's a pretty plant to have in a pot on your patio or something, but then you'll get that fruit production later on.
And when this is established, we are talking 4 or 5 kilos, potentially?
Oh, at least, yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah, up to 5 kilograms of fruit once this gets fully established. And you want to put it in as sunny a spot as you can possibly put it in.
That is such a good deal. So I know not everyone thinks they've got enough room to grow your own fruit and veg, but actually, if you just get that in a pot, I think every little thing we can grow, fruit and veg-wise, has got to help us, but also great environmentally. I hate the idea of fruit now being flown across the world, don't you?
Well, there's a whole thing about the air miles of flying food and fruit and things in, and also there's the thing about eating seasonally. Yeah. If we eat seasonal products, we actually get a much more varied and better diet.
You see, these donuts we have every day, not good, Bex.
Not good.
Not good.
They are baked fresh, though.
I know, but it's not good. But that is good, and I hope you go for it today. 310122. Just quickly, it has gone crazy for the Sarcococca. The deal, it looks wrong, but it does work. Promise you, when you put it in your basket, you put one in, it's $19.99. Put an extra one in, and the price goes down to $14.98. It's a gorgeous winter flying plant. There it is. And not only will you get great foliage all year round, you're going to get those lovely, delicate flowers, January time on average, and the fragrance, well, out of every single plant we've ever brought you that's winter flowering, this is by far the most fragrant. It is amazing. And they do like shade. Don't forget, if you've got that difficult shady area, Sarcococca is definitely for you. It will be fine in a more sunny spot, but I've got mine outside my greenhouse, but it is near the eucalyptus tree, so it does get quite a lot of shade, and it loves it there. 510563 for the Sarcococca. Now, we've had a question coming in from Roger. Hello, good morning, Roger. About the Venus flytrap, which has been really popular over the past couple of weeks. We have got this available today with a £5 saving at $9.99, and we love doing this, don't we, Bex? Look at this. Why does that make us smile every time?
Because we're children.
We are juvenile, aren't we?
Love a hologram. It's great, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, it's fun, it's interesting, it's exciting. I love the idea of a fly trap in the house because it's useful. It looks really interesting, but also it's going to catch any of the flies and bugs that are, buzzing around in your house.
And I know we don't get a lot of those in the winter. You might get the odd one or two, but in the summertime, I remember last summer, it was just a nightmare fly-wise. There seemed to be so many flies everywhere, and that's very unappealing when you're preparing food and entertaining. It's just not nice, is it?
No, not at all. Get yourself a carnivorous plant.
Yes.
And that's going to help you to keep that fly population in your house in check.
And a lot nicer than using the fly sprays or those sticky things you put on your windows that work, but nobody wants to see a big pile of dead flies, do they? But we had a question about this.
Yeah, so Roger was asking, should it be repotted or can it be repotted? Can it go into a bigger pot? I mean, it can. The thing is, the fly trap doesn't grow massive. You know, it's not going to get huge or anything. We're only talking sort of, 10 centimetres height, maybe 15 centimetres spread. So it'll grow a little bit.
And it certainly wouldn't need repotting now.
Certainly not repotting now. If you're going to repot, I would probably be waiting till springtime for this one because it's dormant at the moment.
Yeah, I was going to say it's just heading into its dormant period in the winter, so it wouldn't need repotting right now. We'll explain how it works, though, because you've got all of these traps, and what happens, you can see there, they're very appealing to flies and insects because you've got the red on the inside. This is a stick pretending to be a fly, but inside them there are these tiny, tiny hairs, and what happens when a fly knocks against those in succession several times, the trap will close. It recognises that it's a fly, that there's movement. The trap will close, and when it closes, what it will be doing over the next 10 to 12 days is actually digesting that fly. So it produces special liquids that digest the fly. That's how the plant feeds itself. And once the insect is fully digested, that trap will reopen. So they are fascinating plants. They naturally occur in swamps in countries such as America, and they do there's a few kind of things that you do need to know in terms of how to really look after them. They love rainwater, not tap.
They much prefer rainwater. I think it's the chlorine in there. They really don't like that. So it's best if you can collect rainwater in order to water them. Also, they don't want to be watered from the top. They need to be watered from the bottom. So they need to be put in one of those watering trays. During the summer months, you keep that tray filled with water because it likes a lot of water.
Because you imagine they're native to swamps and things, so they like wet roots.
So constantly going to keep that topped up with water. Over the dormant period and over the winter, you still water it, but that tray needs to fully dry out before you refill it up again because it's dormant. It just doesn't need as much over the winter months. So a couple of tiny tips for success there, very easy for you to do. But if you can do that, that will help to ensure your success of keeping such an unusual and interesting plant in your house.
And just from a practical point of view, great for getting rid of those unwanted insects and flies.
And remember that this is, did you say this already, Shaun? I don't know, but this is one of the largest ones that you'll be able to get on the market.
No, I didn't say that, actually.
Oh, yes, it is. It's one of the largest ones you'll be able to see and buy. And also the traps, these are big as well. So these can get up to or over an inch in diameter. Some of them are really big on there already.
Our nickname for this one is Big Mouth, isn't it?
Big Mouth. I thought that was my nickname.
They are big traps.
They are. They're really big traps.
Yeah.
Look, I think for anybody this is dead interesting. But if you've got kids in the house, like my little son, he is getting this as a Christmas present because. He's going to think this is really interesting.
I think they're fascinating. 800 155. Now, in my house right now, I have got quite a few Hellebores. I made up some little displays, and honestly, they look amazing. So I did buy Hellebores for inside the house. I know they're an outside plant, but they're going to be just around inside for Christmas. And I bought some poinsettias, Bex.
Yes.
The poinsettias look dreadful because I literally forgot to water them for a couple of days, and they've started to shed loads of leaves. So I've just managed to salvage them. It's like I just got them in the nick of time, but they have lost leaves. The Hellebores look spectacular. So at this time of year, lots of us have them inside our homes, but actually where they really belong, of course, is outside in your garden in the winter. Our Hellebores that we've got are absolutely outstanding.
They really
They just get better every single time we look at them, don't they?
There's so many flowers, and these are the same samples that we've been using for a while now,
about 2 or 3 weeks. Look at this
and look at how many buds you can see, how many flowers, and right down the bottom here as well, there's loads of buds waiting to pop through as well. And this is the beautiful thing about this particular variety, because it has been bred specifically for its flower power to give you more flowers and over a longer flowering season. And you can see that just with the ones that we've got in the studio here. God. So they're going to burst into bloom now, into January, into December, into... I'm going backwards. January into February into March, which is brilliant because you need flowers at that time of year. There's not much else going on. But it also gives a really good pollen source for those early pollinators that are around and about at that time of year.
And the great thing is, they just come back year after year. In the winter time, they're at the very best. In the summer, they die down a little. When I say die down a little, you still have the leaves there, but they're just a little bit smaller in the summertime, and then they really come back to life in the winter. Love a shady spot. So if you've got those, again, the shady areas, these naturally look really at home under trees and things like that. But I've got mine inside my home right now, just in pots. In fact, do you know what I did? I cheated a bit because I didn't want to disturb them because they are going to be going in the ground in a few weeks.
Yeah.
So I actually put them in. I've got some big round pots and I put 3 of them in there, but I just put them in and then topped it off with compost. It looks like they're potted in there, but they're not.
A bit like we've done over with our bird pots, yes.
And I've just put some pine cones and things around them to make them look festive, but they will be going in the ground once Christmas has passed.
Yeah, very nice. Love them. Yeah. Really like them as a Christmas decoration, but also they're useful. They're there all year round. They're evergreen. They come back year after year, and they are not divas like poinsettias.
No.
They don't need all the attention.
God. But our varieties, Bex has said, particularly good because masses of flowers, longer flowering periods, and the flowers are more upright. I've got some, I can't remember what the variety is called, but I've got some purpley coloured ones.
They're a bit more droopy.
Yeah,
which is pretty.
They look downwards, they're a bit shy, whereas these are kind of like, hey, I'm beautiful.
Look at me.
They are gorgeous. They're the best ones I've seen, and Bex and I have looked in some garden centres, supermarkets and things. We really believe ours are the best.
Honestly, yeah.
In terms of the flying power.
A couple of garden centres recently, and yeah, I believe that we have the best ones.
Yeah, it's a lovely variety, that one. And they are down to $16.99. Club members, you would get another £1.70 off those as well. 560054 is your item number. But yeah, good morning to everybody. Do have a little chat to us, won't you? It's nice that Neil's there.
Bill's there, Eileen, Roger, good morning.
I think a lot of people have maybe broken up for Christmas as well.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Look at you. It's exciting, isn't it? I'm just going to pause for a second.
Why?
Well, because there's something special going on today. I don't know if you know. Oh. But it's Shaun's birthday today.
Oh, I always keep my birthday quiet because it's so close to Christmas.
I know he does. So I've got you a little present.
I feel old today.
Send in your messages, please, because it's Shaun's birthday today. Because it's close to Christmas, as he says, he never does anything
Only
about
when it's a big birthday. But I'm getting to an age where every birthday feels big.
I've got you a little present.
Oh, bless you.
You've got to open it now because it's cool.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, it's such a silly little thing, but go on.
I've got no idea. Thank you, Bex. You're such an angel. Yeah, I don't really bother a lot with my birthday some years because it's so close to Christmas.
I know, I get it.
Although we have got a singer in our pub tonight singing ABBA, so...
Nice.
Yeah, I might
go for it then.
Might go for it.
I didn't put loads of tape on it so you could get into it nice and easily.
Why do you think I've got to struggle at my age?
Well, I like to wrap it all up so you can't get into it, but this one you can get into.
I can't think what it is.
It's just a silly little thing. But I think
it's
you'll like
squidgy. It doesn't feel very plant-like.
You've got to see what it says on it. Look.
Oh, look! Head gardener, but I'm not the head gardener.
I know. Peter McDermott's going to be really annoyed at me. I got you some head gardener socks.
I absolutely... Oh, Bex, thank you. So the mic I'm going to... Oh, thank you. I love them.
Sorry,
that was a bit of a rustle. Thank you.
Probably...
I am officially head gardener today when I wear these socks. They're brilliant. Love it. Absolutely love them.
Thought you might.
Yeah.
Saw them, thought of you.
I absolutely, yeah.
There you go.
I'll consider myself the head gardener, not the deputy. Because we're deputies, aren't we? But Peter's not here today, is he?
It's fine, I'll be deputy. You can be head gardener.
Thank you, yeah. Love that, that's great. Love that. I absolutely love them. I was thinking, when I was feeling the pasta, I was thinking, it doesn't feel very gardening. And I was like, yay!
Head gardener socks.
But yes, another year older today.
Let's not talk about the age, Shay.
Let's not.
You get to start going backwards at a certain point.
Yeah.
I think you might have hit that point.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. Do you know what? I said to Bex, I said, I'm very lucky because I don't have any kind of physical aches and pains.
Yeah.
A lot of my mates are like, oh, my back's bad and my elbow's bad. But I am quite active, and I do think gardening has really helped keep me active.
It absolutely
I've always gardened.
does, yeah. My mum is... I was going to say she's fit and healthy. She's in the hospital at the minute, but she is quite fit and healthy, you know, and it's because she gets out in the garden. She loves getting out there, and that's really important.
But
they're all saying happy birthday.
Yeah, thank you. I was keeping it quiet. I didn't even mention it, did I? I was like,
I know.
I didn't really feel like celebrating this morning. I was like,
well, there you go. We could do it now.
But anyway, you've cheered me up now.
Oh, look. So there's Shaun's social media pages, by the way. So if you want to send him a message on there,
thank you.
Say happy birthday.
Thank you.
Do that.
Right, we better get on.
Okay, all right.
But thank you very much.
Sorry, I didn't mean to embarrass you.
So Shaun Ryan, presenter and plant man on Facebook. And Bex has got obviously social media following as well. You can wish her happy birthday for January. Is that a bit premature?
A bit premature.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and let mine swing by.
Yeah. 22nd of January, isn't it?
No, I'm not telling you now.
Yeah, it is.
I'm telling you now.
But there you go, Rebecca Bex Edwards or at Bex Edwards. So Bex.
Bex Edwards, my garden.
Where did I go? See, my brain's gone now, you see. Year older.
I like it.
Right, let's begin because I want to begin our next section with this Magnolia.
You like this one, don't you?
I love this. And I have got a couple of magnolias in my garden. Right now, they're just twigs, obviously.
Yes, yeah.
This one is in leaf.
Yeah. This is the slightly unusual thing about this particular magnolia, because the majority of magnolias you get, yes, they are deciduous, they drop their leaves, so they are like twigs at the moment. But this one is mostly evergreen. Yeah. So it's pretty much, I don't want to say completely evergreen, because there might be some areas where it might lose its leaves, but most places this is going to be absolutely fine. It's only in the coldest winters that this would drop its leaves.
I'm just delighted to see a magnolia looking so good on the 20th of December.
That's amazing, isn't it?
But there's a bit more to this as well, because I love magnolias, but you need obviously a lot of space. They grow into massive trees. This is more compact, isn't it? It
is more compact. So at full height, this is going to reach about 4 metres.
Which is, for a magnolia, that's very
compact
for
a magnolia.
Because
a magnolia can get really, really big, can't it? But this one can just get to about 4 metres at full height. So, I mean, I would love to have a magnolia. I would love, because I think they're beautiful, they're gorgeous. I just don't have the room to be able to plant a magnolia. But this I could potentially fit into my garden.
Well, I am definitely going to buy this.
Garden.
I know exactly where these are going to go. In fact, I might go for 2, but wait till you see the flowers, because this one is called Fairy Blush.
I love the colour of these.
Look at these, Bex.
Well, you get that gorgeous kind of goblet shape. Flower that is sort of typical of a magnolia, that's gorgeous about a magnolia, but it's that beautiful blush pink colour that you're getting on there that really does make this one stand out. It is absolutely gorgeous. You can actually plant this en masse, just like we're sort of showing you here, because you could even create a sort of hedge from this. So it could be a separator between areas of your garden and create that lovely hedge. Plus you get flowers all the way along the stems, rather than, normally on a magnolia it's at the tips, isn't it? It's at the top. This flowers along the stem. So there's a few things about the Fairy Blush that sets it apart from other magnolias.
I have to say, there are so many pluses to this variety, aren't there?
Yeah, really are.
It's amazing. If I'd have known about this, one of my hedges that I have currently got, which I planted a couple of years ago, I would have changed it for this, had I known. Yeah.
But you've got a big enough garden. You don't need to change it. You can add it in. Yeah. You've got a decent-sized garden. You can get this in.
Because my garden's there's a big area that needs dividing up. But to do a hedge of this, fantastic. But I'm thinking,
because it'll spread by about 1.5 metres, 2 metres maybe. So actually, you wouldn't need loads of them in order to create a little bit of a hedge thing.
But you might just want to go for one and have it as a signature plant in your garden.
And you really could. It would live beautifully in a pot as well. You could actually keep it in a decent-sized pot, but
I just love it. Definitely on my list today. That's my birthday present to me. It definitely is. Hey, I'll be wearing those socks tonight when I go out, I've decided as well. I'll tell all my friends, oh, guess what? I was promoted to head gardener today. Anyway, that is an absolute winner. So don't forget, evergreen or semi-evergreen in a really cold part of the UK. It may lose its leaves. It's compact, maximum 4 metres in terms of height. would love a sunny spot, but I'm thinking like all magnolias sheltered as well, because you don't want it to be somewhere where you could get strong winds and lose some of the flowers.
Absolutely. We know what happens. The thing is with magnolia, it's a short flowering season. We know that. We don't mind it because we love magnolia flowers so much. But yes, you do want to try and protect those flowers as much as possible when they do come. So, yeah, no, your garden is quite exposed, so you're going to need to find a more sheltered area in your garden to put it.
I've got a stone wall area, and I'm going to put it against that.
Perfect.
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
Beautiful, isn't it? We do have another magnolia coming up for you, and it's in a standard form. I'm quite keen on the other one, personally.
And don't forget, I know you've got $4.99 postage on this, but if you get your order to over £30, you'll get free delivery. But that promotion does finish at the end of December. Now, Amanda's joined us. Good morning, Amanda.
Good morning, Amanda. Oh, bless her. She doesn't normally watch on a weekday, but she is on Christmas holiday, so she's been able to tune in. That's lovely.
Great. I'm glad you're spending a bit of time with us.
Love holiday
on my
time,
birthday as well, even
Yay!
better. What we've really learned, and it is still early days for the TV show. We've got massive plans in 2024. We haven't really even advertised or marketed yet.
No, not yet.
It's early days, but what's really nice, we've already got a really strong, loyal following, and we do want to make it a garden community. We love it when you ask questions, when you chat with us. And a lot of my friends that watch find it quite relaxing as well.
Oh, I hope so.
Yes.
I mean, it's fun, isn't it? Gardening's supposed to be fun, and that's very much what we're trying to create from these shows here, that it's a nice place to come.
And although both of us are knowledgeable when it comes to gardening, we always learn things every week. There's always new varieties, new
I loved
plants.
it. There was a product we had, it was the Glam Rock, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We were talking about, we've got it on the show today, the Hydrangea, and we were talking about how different acidity levels will change the colours of it. And somebody joined on the chat. And
it was Adam, wasn't it?
Was it Adam? He knew the answer. So it's lovely. It's really nice when you join in and you teach us some things as well.
But I hope you go for that. I'm definitely going for that today. That is going to be my birthday present to me.
Yeah.
Yes. I can't wait. And I remember buying it today, actually, and then every year on my birthday.
Remember it?
Yeah. I think it's gorgeous. Right, this doesn't look its best at the moment.
We appreciate that.
Yes.
We know that. But as with gardening, we know that it is very much about forward planning, isn't it? Yeah. It's about preparing our gardens for the spring and summer displays that we are going to get. And you will get a gorgeous late spring, early summer display from your Kolkwitzia. It's called the Pink Cloud because you can see that there will be a beautiful cloud of these gorgeous, almost trumpet-shaped flowers that you get on here. Royal Horticultural Society have given it their Award of Garden Merit, which is always one of the first things I try and point out to you, because I just think it gives you real confidence to know that it's been trialled and tested and proven to be a good performer in our UK gardens. If the Royal Horticultural Society, have taken the time to give it that award, then that makes me happy. Makes me confident. It wants a sunny spot, but it'll cope with a bit of shade. You're definitely going to want a bit of sun on there, aren't you, though, if you want that flower production. But if there's a little bit of shade, not going to be too much of a problem. I like how you get the arching stems on this as well. The way that it grows, you get lovely kind of graceful arching stems and just an abundance of those pink flowers. And now is a great time to plant it. Obviously, it's resting right now. It's in its dormancy. It is, of course, deciduous, but in the springtime, my word. Well, this is why it's really important to do your preparation gardening now. Because if you buy and you plant now, this is why bare root planting and perennial planting and stuff like that, you do it, from September through to December. Because what it can do when you plant it in the ground now is it puts all of its focus into creating a strong root structure. Rather than in the spring, so if you bought it and planted it in the spring, what it has to do then is it has to put its energy in two directions. Yeah, and it has to form the root structure and it has to sprout. Whereas if you do it now, it's putting all its energy into the root structure. And then in the spring, it can put all its energy into this. It's not having to divide its energy. And that does make sense. When I have planted things in the springtime, quite often the first year they've done very, very little. We are getting, quite a few orders coming in, loads of brand new products today, and that is brand new for this Wednesday's show. And it's only $16.99 with postage included. How big did you say this would get, Bex? It will get quite big. It can grow up to about 3 metres in height. But obviously,
you can keep it in more shape, you can prune it, and you can also keep it in a pot.
Absolutely, you can keep this in a pot. I think this would be a fantastic feature plant in a pot. I think it's relatively sort of steady growth rate. I don't think it's massively fast or ridiculously slow. I think it's a medium kind of growth rate on this. So it's a really nice grower for anybody to have in the gardens, whether it's a smaller garden or a larger garden. Good. In a pot, it'd be a great feature.
Just quickly,
or in a mixed border, it'd look good.
Can we mention the Diablo pots?
Totally, and we should. We've got lots of pots on the show.
The best-selling pot, actually ever yes, ever on YouGarden TV. And I'll be honest, it's a gorgeous pot, but it is the price on this today as well.
Doesn't look much in there at the minute, does it?
It doesn't. but
it will.
It will look gorgeous. But if you want the pots, they're $11.99 each, normally $22.99, or you can double up and get 2 for $14.99. And we've had a huge amount of orders for these in the last couple of weeks. But I'm not surprised. They look incredible, don't they?
I love the design of them.
Yeah.
I think they're so pretty. We often talk about the sort of shabby chic design to them. I like the colour at the bottom here. It's got that kind of stone effect going on and then a metallic effect up here. But these are not made of stone. They're not made of metal. They are made of plastic. And the benefits of that are multiple.
Well, now I'm a year older, Bex. You know, I can't lift those heavy pots.
What? Do you know what? It's true. It is tricky though, isn't it?
I have got some terracotta and ceramic pots, and I must admit, some of them are just far too heavy for me to lift by myself. And I have got one of those sack barrels. Yeah. Do you know what, though? To try and get the pot to stay on that thing.
Well, unless you've got a big base on it, you end up sort of holding that and holding this, and then and then if you let it go, it hits the ground, and then they crack and they break. These are designed to last you a lot longer because they don't crack and break if they get a few knocks.
God. Do you know, I think a lot of people have broken up now for Christmas and watching and ordering. The Magnolia's proving popular, so that is my birthday treat to me, that one, definitely. But I love those pots. I actually got 4 of these the other week.
Actually, so we've got a few pots to show you today, but this is probably one of the best ones because of the depth, because of the size. If you're buying bushes, if you're buying any of the standard shape of plants that we've got on the show today, then this would be a really good one because of the depth of this particular pot.
God. Now we have got a request. One of our viewers on Facebook wants to see the Salix in the Hendrix.
We can do that. Because he likes things that end in X. Stu, you're making things up, aren't you?
This is for Andy.
Okay, so that is the Hendrix, the Jimmy, as we're calling it. And here is the... Oh, actually...
I think this will work.
Andy, I think you might have hit on something here. Ooh,
I like that.
No, that will look beautiful.
And what I'd probably do, I would underplant that with, well... some winter bedding. I'm just going to bring the Hellebores.
He's going to get the Hellebores over to
you could put your 3 crocus bulbs there.
Oh, yeah, I think some crocus bulbs would be nice.
But anything that's obviously slightly shade-loving would be great under there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Andy, I think you're absolutely right there. That would look beautiful.
I think it's great. Perfect.
Yeah. And you get a pair of these as well, remember. You probably know this already, you've been watching. But they are a really decent-sized pot. Nice big ones here, and it's basically a half-price deal or a buy one get one free because you get 2 of these for $24.99, whereas the usual price would be $49.98.
And we call them the Jimmies.
The Jimmies.
I think Jimi Hendrix, but
they're beautiful, aren't they?
We really like them.
I love the kind of brushed champagne gold that you've got here, and then the black down the bottom. They look very high-end, don't they?
But let us know what you think, Andy, if you thought the Salix looked good. I definitely thought it looked great.
Are you getting the Salix and the
I used to have a Salix. I had it in the ground in my last garden, and when the catkins come out, they're really quite magical.
Love them.
Yeah. But yes, those are the ones on offer today. The Hendrix tall square planters, $24.99 for 2. And that's the Salix. And don't forget, this is a weeping willow that's a standard, and in springtime it gets these fabulous catkins that are very tactile. Actually,
see them.
Yeah.
You can see how many of them there are going to be on here because you can see all the buds on these stems here waiting to burst into bloom. That's going to be absolutely beautiful.
The Salix does like to be well watered. It likes to be obviously moist, and actually having it in a big pot like the Hendrix, you've got the ability to do that.
Oh yeah,
pot.
absolutely.
If it was in a small pot, it could more easily dry out, which you wouldn't like.
And it's going to stay nice and short as well. It's
Yes.
not going to, you know, weeping willows, obviously, we know they can grow into great big trees, but because this is grafted and it's grafted onto that lovely straight stem here, it is going to stay relatively short. Obviously, it'll get a bit taller, but we're only talking about 1.5 meters in height. Proper statement and feature there, especially paired with that
He's going to go for those. Good choice.
Well
Good
done,
call,
Andy.
Andy. And anyone else, if you ever want to see a particular plant in a pot, we can do that for you.
let us know. We can do it.
Yeah. We're here till 12:30. We've got plenty of time. Right, got some more newbies for you next. And we have got now this next plant is called a strawberry tree. That is the nickname. So these are not actual strawberries, but they are very like strawberries.
They are.
Yeah, they look like strawberries.
This is a beautiful feature, okay? So this is going to be a really interesting focal point, a bit like the Salix, a bit like the weeping willow. This would be a really good focal point in any garden. Because what you get on here are these lovely, shiny, deep green, leathery, evergreen foliage. This is absolutely beautiful. It's kind of got a look of a bay about it.
It does remind me very much of a bay.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But then what you get are these pretty cream flowers in autumn, and you get the fruits on there as well. But you get the fruits and the flowers at the same time. Because what happens is, so the fruits form from the previous year's flowers.
Ah, that's why.
Which is why you get the two things happening at the same time. So this is really important. Don't go trimming it back and deadheading it and doing all that.
Otherwise you'll be sacrificing the fruit.
You won't get any of the gorgeous fruit on there, but it is a nice slow grower. You know, it's got a steady growth and it forms a really nicely proportioned bush. So this isn't something that requires lots of trimming.
Now, we are going to be honest, we haven't tried the fruit. It is edible, but from what we know, it's a little bit sharp in taste. So you can eat the fruit, but it's a lot better if it's used in preserves.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to, you can absolutely make preserves and jams and things like that with it. But also, it's going to be a fantastic food source for the birds and things.
Yeah, and it looks really decorative, doesn't it?
It looks really pretty. It's often used as just a feature, a focal, a decorative tree in your garden, but also a fantastic one at inviting wildlife into your garden, inviting beneficial pollinators, because you've got the flowers on there and you've got the fruits, you've got birds, you've got bees, you've got butterflies, and the Royal Horticultural Society have given it their badge of perfect for pollinators.
Do you know, one of the things we love being here at YouGarden, we always have really great prices and deals, but we also bring you quite a few unusual things.
Yeah.
There's always new, different varieties and things that you maybe haven't seen in the regular garden centres. I've learnt a lot of the big DIY stores that have the garden areas, their stuff's quite standard, I think.
Yeah, I suppose, you know, they're catering to the masses, they're catering to the majority.
Some things are fine,
which is great, and we still want our regular, you know, the favourites, but here it's very much about catering to the gardeners.
Yeah.
And that's, by the way, gardening for everyone, and it is our tagline, it's what we do.
So we do have what I call the crowd pleasers, things that will appeal to the masses, but we do have some really great specialist stuff as well.
I love it when we get the weird and wonderful.
Yeah.
I like weird and wonderful.
Yeah. But it's just a delight that so many are watching today. Loads more Johnny on the YouGarden website as well. But we've got more new.
Yeah.
And we've got our vinka collection.
Yeah, I like
right
this one.
Well, I've got this in my garden, and the reason being, I've got certain areas that it's a new. I said new garden. It's 3.5 years old, and there's certain areas that are quite difficult. I've got a few really big, old, established trees and bushes. And there were areas that I just couldn't really get a lot to grow because it's difficult soil, dark, shady. And I've put vinka in there, and it's just done amazing. And without the vinka, all I was getting was weeds. Weeds would grow there, but that was about it. Vinka it's like the toughest of all, isn't it?
It's incredibly tough, this, but it's valuable because what it gives you is excellent ground cover. So if you want to suppress weeds, why not do that with something that looks beautiful, that will flower for you, that will flower for actually a really long time as well. You get waves of these, don't you?
You do.
Through April, and then, you know, right the way through the summer months and into September as well, and just constant waves of foliage and flowers on there as well. It's evergreen, so you've always got that carpet of green going on. It is quite vigorous. Let's point that out.
It's
It is.
Yeah, it's
so
fast
that's what
growing.
you want it for.
I mean, you have to keep your eye on it because it really can spread quickly. Having said that, it's very easy to pull up and to trim. It's
can
not
just
difficult to
pull it up, can't you? And it doesn't try and strangle other plants.
No,
it'll meander and grow amongst them.
But it does spread really quite quickly, which for me was great. That's what I wanted.
It's a low grower, so it only grows to about probably 10 centimetres in height, but it can spread by a metre or more, basically. So if you want that ground cover, if you want to cover those areas, you can do it beautifully with this, and you are getting the 3 different varieties, the 3 different colours.
And the one that I think is really unusual is that one down there, the kind of magenta colour.
That's the Atropurpurea, that one.
Yeah, that's a little bit rarer.
I like it. I like that lovely kind of darker purpley colour that you get with that. It's really, really beautiful.
I think all 3 together work really well, don't you?
Well, yeah, I think if you were to plant this all in sort of one area and they would sort of mingle at their edges, to get the multiple colours together would look really lovely.
But out of all the ground covering plants that we've brought you here in YouGarden, that is definitely one of the easiest to grow. I mean, it does come with a lifetime guarantee because it is winter hardy. All of our plants that are winter hardy come with a lifetime guarantee. But to kill a vinka is really hard. Yeah. Isn't it?
Yeah.
If my friend Vicky Bingley's watching... Vicky,
even she wouldn't kill it.
No, you've met Vicky, haven't you?
I've met Vicky.
Yeah. Kiss of death when it comes to plants, but...
She's not. She's not. She does say she is, though, doesn't she? Yeah. She was funny. I liked her.
No smoke without fire. But honestly, that is so easy to grow.
We've got to go back to the Sarcococca. We knew that this one was going to be the one, didn't we?
Do you know, I'm feeling so good today because
it's your birthday. Happy birthday!
Yeah.
And?
No, it's just... We've had such a lovely year here at YouGarden, and we started broadcasting in August, and we've got such great plans for 2024 as well.
Loads of plans.
So really
excited about 2024.
So all the live shows continue Wednesday, Thursday, 10 o'clock onwards, Sunday, 10 till 2. But then we've got lots of extra shows on QVC.
Yeah, we have loads of those coming up. We think we're going to be too busy.
Yes. We better still have time to do our gardens.
I know.
But some really exciting products as well, and some great deals. And I have to say, the Sarcococca deal today has already proved really popular. So one of these for $19.99, but, and we've never done this before, if you buy 2, it's actually better value. 2 for $14.98, working out around about £7.50 each.
So it's really important that you put 2 in your basket when it comes to this, okay? So we've used the code because the free crocus are in there. And as you can see, look, if we reduce that back down to 1, that's £19.99 for one. But if we add another one in, it brings that total down to £14.98. Yeah. We think that somebody has had too many sherries.
Maybe.
And they've done it wrong, but we don't mind. Do make sure you add this particular one to your basket because there are other Sarcococcas on the website. So you need 510563.
And don't forget, you get your free crocus bulbs with every individual order. And it really isn't too late to plant them. I have planted bulbs even in January before. And occasionally when I planted in January, they've come up a bit later, but they've still all come up. So make the most of those free gifts today, and also make the most of our free postage when you spend over £30, because that promotion does finish, sadly, at the end of December.
Yeah, please don't worry, we'll have lots of other offers, we'll have lots of other ways to save money and other deals and savings and things, but unfortunately we do have to say goodbye to that one.
We do. And we finish at 12:30 today because we are recording special shows that we are going to be streaming over Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
So they're going to be on our website. I think some of them are going on Friday, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I might watch them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you definitely need to watch the first minute, if nothing else. Watch the first minute of our clearance show. Because Shaun does the best blooper I've ever seen in my entire life, and he also exposes a little bit too much.
Hopefully that bit's going to be covered up or edited out.
It's great. Honestly, watch it. Dear. It's brilliant.
So yeah, there's going to be lots for you to stream at your leisure.
Oh, by the way, I did say clearance. That was a clearance show.
Yeah.
We were very excited about getting that. Shaun was pestering everybody for ages. When are we getting clearance? When are we getting clearance? When are we getting clearance? And we did, didn't we?
Yeah, so that's coming up between Christmas and New Year. There's a houseplant show and the garden essentials.
Yeah.
So lots of
really
great content. Just quickly back to the Sarcococca, because it is selling really quickly this morning. You are going to get both of them for $14.98.
Yep.
So evergreen, winter flowering, the fragrance. I wish it was smell-o-vision, because if we had some of the flowers that you could smell right now, they are divine. And I remember a friend of mine, Lynn, she came round, she made me a winter arrangement, and it featured a bit of Sarcococca, and honestly the fragrance filled the entire kitchen area. Absolutely
It's
gorgeous.
honestly.
Yeah, it's a lovely plant, and you can put it in a shady area, don't forget as well. Now also you are loving our brand new Grow Your Own, and I think one of the things that I definitely want to do next year, and you're the same, Bex, we want to try and grow a bit more in terms of fruit and veg. We grew a fair amount last year.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a little bit of luck. I'm a backyard
gardener.
gardener. I've got a standard backyard garden, decent size, but I've not got an allotment or loads of space. But it doesn't matter what space you've got, there are certain things that you can grow in your garden. And both the Thornless Blackberry and the blueberry that we're talking about here, you could grow in just a pot on a patio.
And a lot of the breeders that we've worked with here at YouGarden, they do understand modern living. They do understand modern gardens.
Absolutely.
In the old days, people had big gardens and could grow so much more. But modern housing estates, modern lifestyles, modern gardens mean we do have less space, but it doesn't mean you can't still grow some great fruit and veg. And these varieties, especially designed for the average sized garden, and those blackberries completely thornless.
Completely thornless, nice and compact as well. You know, it's only going to reach about 1.5 meters by sort of half a metre or maybe even a metre. Annual pruning to keep it in check, but if you kept it in a pot, that would be absolutely fine. So just 310077 for that one. If you go for the double up deal, make sure you put 2 in your basket and enter your code YGTV51 so that you can get that saving.
Yeah, I've just had a flashback. I bought the honeyberry from YouGarden.
Yeah.
And I got my first berries this year.
Oh, did you?
And it was so exciting. You're watching them develop and then picking my first one, and they were delicious.
Some. I'm hoping for berries in 2024.
You will. You'll definitely get some. The other one we've got, which is amazing value today, is the late season blueberry. The size of this for $7.99 is incredible. And we've brought you blueberries before, where you get them in the 9cm pots. Admittedly, we've done 2 sometimes or 3, but the trouble is you've got to wait. This is already really nicely established.
Yeah, I mean, it's huge.
You should
already.
get a good crop this year.
You should get a really good crop.
I say this year.
In August.
Yeah, I keep saying this year, but you have to wait till 2024, obviously.
Yeah, well, in August, and this is a late cropper, so yeah, you should be getting crops on this one in August, and up to 5 kilograms worth of fruit from each and every one of those plants once they get fully established. So yes, this one's going to be absolutely brilliant, packed with antioxidants, beautiful little blossom flowers on there that'll attract the bees and butterflies, plus you get to pick and eat your own fruit from that plant as well. Great price on there. That's pretty much almost a half price deal, isn't it, on there? £7.99 for a really well established late season blueberry.
And don't forget, if you are a club member, you get 10% off all the prices on the screen. Most of you are club members, I know. Just quickly, we had the Sarcococca, brilliant for shady areas, as of course our ferns, and we have got a selection right now, 6 ferns. Yeah. Down to £6.99, so just over £1 a fern, please.
I love this little collection here, because what this gives you can get all of these 6 ferns here that you can see on the pictures. It's really carefully curated and put together. This is a wonderful selection to give you a remarkable collection. Sorry.
Little technical glitch there. That's never happened before.
It's the Gremlins. It's Christmas, isn't it? Gremlins come out in force at Christmas.
So a big apology there. I
Apologies.
know we lost our live stream for 5 minutes or so. But look, we have a genius.
He is a genius.
Our lovely Stu. Yes, he's managed to get everything sorted.
It's a good job he knows what he's doing, isn't it?
So
We just stood there going, "Meh."
We're like, oh, what do we do? So, welcome back to YouGarden TV. And we will be with you, fingers crossed, touch wood, live until 12:30 today. Loads of you were watching. Hopefully you're back and might give you time to nip to the loo. That's what you did.
That's what I did.
Yes.
What do you do when you go off air?
That's
You go for a wee.
great. I can nail it into the loo. But hopefully you're settled again and we will continue with the show because we've got loads of brand new products, some great deals. Just a reminder, you do need to use the off code YGTV
51. That's the
Yeah.
wrong one on the screen right now.
Changed.
Gremlins are back out in force.
You saw that, won't you, Stu?
We'll change it in a second for
Yes.
you. YGTV 51, please.
Yes. Always happens on my birthday.
I know, right?
That's a one.
There we
And
go.
you will get free delivery when you spend over £30. And your free gift today is a gorgeous set of mixed crocus bulbs, 40 of those as well. But just quickly, we were planning what we were going to do. Both of us will be doing a little bit of gardening between Christmas and New Year.
Yeah.
If the weather's quite mild actually. It's a few nice sunny days, so I will be getting out
It's
there.
a nice day today, actually.
It
I know
is.
we're in here, we can't really see it, but it does look quite nice out there today.
I would be spending a few hours in the garden today.
Yeah.
But if you are potting anything up, planting anything, you will, of course, need our premium professional compost. 100-125 is the item. The $24.98 is the price, saving $17.99. And we were just saying earlier today, what an amazing compost this is. We absolutely love it, and it's our best-selling product. Great reviews, average rating 4.7 out of 5 on our website. I could not imagine gardening without this, could you?
No, I really can't now. And it's not just us that believes it. There are thousands of people that have bought this in the past from YouGarden and from our previous shopping channel that we worked
Yes.
for. And it's customers that have told us how amazing this is, as well as it being the nursery compost, the stuff that the professionals use. We haven't just given it the title of premium professional compost in order to, be clever at marketing and make you think it's better than it is. It genuinely is the compost that the nursery uses. If anything is grown on or potted on here, this is the compost that they use. And they're not going to use an inferior product because their business is growing and selling plants. So they need to ensure success. And this is one of the ways that they ensure that success.
Well, we'll quickly break down what makes it such a magnificent compost. And the first thing you'll notice when you open up the bag is the incredible texture. And one of the big reasons for having such a great even texture is that composted wood fibre. And it is so well composted. You look at, there's not big chunks of twigs and things that haven't been properly broken down. It's so consistent, isn't it?
Really consistent.
Wonderful.
And every
Look
time
at
you
this.
open a bag, whether you buy some now and then again in spring and then again in summer, you will always get this amazing, consistent, product. That wasn't the word I was looking for. Anyway, you get consistency from this. It's always, always.
I thought you were
this
going to say texture.
texture.
Consistent.
Well, there was a word, and I couldn't remember what word I was looking for.
Normally, I can sort of read Bex's mind.
Dunno.
You've also
Dunno
got
what I was
all the
gonna
different
say.
types of peat in here, the white and the dark peats, and we've actually reduced the content of those over the years just to obviously correspond with environmental issues and things like that. Now, we've also got, where's that slow release fertiliser?
Well, there's loads of little green balls in here. So as I run through it like this, I mean, there's one there. There's loads of them, and it's evenly distributed all the way through this compost. Look, you can see them as well.
I've got a big batch over here.
Loads of green balls in there.
Yay.
Now that's that slow release fertiliser. That's really important because it means that your plants can get hot. Oh, look at those. You can, your plants can get hold of that feed as and when they need it, which is really, really important. You'll still continue to feed with your water-based fertilisers and things throughout the summer months, but being able to grab your food as and when you need it, that's really important for your plants.
And then lime in there.
Yeah, balances out the pH of this, which is what turns this into a compost that you can use if you're, what we say is seeds through to trees and everything in between. So it's fine enough to plant seeds in, but yes, it's still as good a compost for you to plant big trees in or bushes or plug plants or whatever it is that you want to put in here.
And finally, a wetting agent is in there as well. So it's an amazing formula. It is the compost we use here in the nursery when we grow things, when we pot things up. And honestly, we do believe that using this compost, you become a better gardener overnight.
Yeah.
Price-wise, We don't claim to be the absolute cheapest, but having said that, our value is actually really good, because if you think about it, 100 litres, the big DIY store that I visit sells compost at £9 per 50 litre. So you could say, oh, we're a little bit more expensive than that. We are. But this is a completely different type of compost and so much better. Having said that, we include postage,
we do.
Delivery. So you're not driving to a big garden centre, having the whole hassle of having to find the compost outside, pick it from the big stack, put it on your trolley, wheel the trolley back, go to the checkout, big queue of course because it's Christmas, and then get it to the car, put it in the car, drive home and load it. We take all of that hassle out of the way. Also, if you are a club member, you will get £2.50 off this, so do bear that in mind. Every time you order, you'll save about £2.50 on the compost, and you also get
your free crocus bulbs worth £9.99.
Yeah. So actually, if you take the price of those off the price of the compost, it actually is really good value, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, it really does work out good value now.
And it is, we know it's the top selling product, the best that we bring you here at YouGarden. So if you've never tried it, we would love you to buy it today. And actually, one of the advantages you're getting it today as well, because you get free delivery when you spend over £30. If you've got your compost in your basket, pretty much anything else that you add to your basket would take it to over £30, so all the other items would get free delivery as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We're definitely trying to bring you as many deals as we possibly can. Oh, Elaine's expecting her Diablo pots today.
Good.
That's good.
Let us know what you think of them when they arrive, Elaine.
Yeah, it's really good because when you get a delivery, you get a notification, don't you?
Yeah.
Saying it's coming today and how many stops away it is. It's quite exciting when that happens.
In fact, the whole process of ordering is very easy with YouGarden. It's really slick. You place your order, you get a confirmation, and then you get updates when it's been picked, when it's been dispatched, when it's on its way, and when it's about to arrive.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Especially when it's plants you've ordered.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
It's always good to be in the know, isn't it? Let's remind you that I know, so we did lose our live feed for a few moments, so apologies for that. But so it was our internet just went down.
Stopped interneting.
Yeah, but let's remind you of some of the great items we've seen so far here on YouGarden.
I bet we're going to talk about Sarcococca first.
Well, I think we should, don't you? Absolutely. Because this is the deal of all deals. You basically can get one for £19.99, but today, we've never done this before, if you double up, you get two for £14.98. So, amazing to actually get two for less than the price of one. They're working at about £7.50 each. And this is the most incredible winter flowering shrub. It is evergreen. It gets these flowers sort of January onwards. They are incredibly fragrant. One of them, well, it is the most fragrant winter flowering bush that we know. It's often known as, when I first came across this, I was told it was called Sweet Box, and that is one of the names, or of course Christmas Box. But it is incredibly fragrant, and it is fine in a shady area as well. Pretty slow growing, so it's not invasive, and would be very, very happy in a pot for pretty much all of its life. And that's 510563. Then two brand new grow your owns, and this is a great blueberry. It's a really good size actually, because it comes to you in a 3-litre pot. It will produce blueberries, kilos of them, once fully established, and you'll be picking those sort of late summer, August time. Again, very happy in a pot, but you will need ericaceous compost. It is acid loving. It does need ericaceous compost. I'm not even going to say it's an option. It really does want that to perform at its best. 310122 are very attractive plants. And then the other brand new grow your own that we have got live today, this Wednesday, is the Thornless Blackberry. So you've got all the gorgeous blackberries as you'd expect on this, but it's a thornless variety, so you're not going to get those nasty tears on your skin and in your clothing. It grows a little bit more compact and neatly than the blackberries that you've maybe seen grown in the wild and things like that. But you will get kilos of fruit when fully mature. And either £9.99 for one or two for £14.98. 310077. Now, my birthday treat to myself today is going to be this. The Magnolia, brand new variety on the show, and orders haven't come through for this actually. It's called Fairy Blush. So, what makes it different? Well, the flowers are divine, aren't they? I love the way that the edges of the petals, they almost look like they've been dipped in a beautiful pink dye, don't they? Absolutely stunning. But this magnolia is evergreen to semi-evergreen. So in a mild winter, it may well keep all of its leaves. The flowers are formed throughout the actual shrub itself. So not just on the tips, as you'd normally get with the traditional magnolia, but all the way from the bottom to the top. And it is a little bit more compact. It will only grow to a maximum of 4 meters. And I know that sounds a lot, but actually when you think of magnolia trees, how big they actually are, this is a compact variety. Absolutely gorgeous, brand new today at $19.99, 510733. Then also the Kolkwitzia, which is pink cloud, gorgeous summer flowering shrub. It is deciduous, so when it arrives, I'm not being funny, I'm just being honest. It won't have its leaves, it won't look at its best, but it is already a very well grown and established plant. So what this will produce this next summer, 2024, is going to be incredible. These beautiful pink flowers, and the way this grows is very, very attractive as well. You got £3 off that today, and postage is included. 511,485. Now, if you're looking for really good ground cover, it doesn't get better than our vinka collection. These are normally nearly £10 each, and we're doing a massive saving on today's show where you get 3 for £9.97. So you're getting 3 basically for the normal price of 1. 3 different gorgeous colours. You've got a white, you've got a purple, and you've got like a crimsony pink in this one as well. They don't grow tall, it's only about 10 centimetres, but they are brilliant at spreading sideways and giving you ground cover. Totally evergreen, so you're always going to have the foliage. You're going to get the flowers kind of April onwards, but they do flower in fits and starts all the way through spring into summer as well. They are vigorous, so keep your eye on them, but having said that, they're not easy. So they are easy rather to control. So if you need to cut them back, pull extra bits up, it's very easy to do that. But if you want an area covered quickly, that is the plant to go for. And I've got them in one of my borders that was just really difficult. There's trees, there's shrubs there, the soil's quite poor, but these are very, very hardy and bulletproof. So if you've got poor soil, shady areas, difficult areas, get yourself the vinka collection. 511,035 at just £9.97. And then don't forget, we've got the brilliant Jumbo Venus flytrap. Now, this is a jumbo variety, so the traps are bigger than a lot of the other varieties out there, about 1 inch in terms of size. It's a carnivorous plant, so any insects and flies, pretty much, that come near that, it will use as food. The way that it attracts them, few different things actually. You've obviously got the bright red centres to the traps. It also releases a scent. We can't smell it as humans, but it's a scent that does attract the insects. And when the insects go near this, there are little micro hairs inside the traps, and the insects, if they go in there and just buzz around a couple of times, they activate those. The traps instantly close. It's like in a heartbeat they close, and then what they'll do over the next 10 to 12 days is produce special liquids to digest the insect, and that's how the plant actually feeds. All the instructions on how to grow it are on our website, but in a nutshell, it likes rainwater. That is very important, so do use rainwater, not tap, and it likes to have wet roots because these are naturally bog plants in swamps in America. So have it standing in sources of rainwater. In the summer, have those full all summer long. In the winter, you want to let the saucer dry out between waterings, but all, say, details are on our website. But we did promise you, we had that lovely magnolia at the start of the show, but Bex did promise us another variety. And we've got Susan, haven't we?
Susan is beautiful.
Yeah, well,
I love Susan.
I'm just imagining, because we're looking forward to Christmas and New Year, but we are also looking forward to spring. In spring, she is going to look amazing, isn't
I
she?
just adore.
She is.
Right, first of all, I love the colour that you're going to get from this. It's a beautiful magenta-y, pinky. Oh, wow!
Yeah, there you
Look
go.
at that. That's going to be so pretty. But also, what I really love about this particular plant is the fact that it's in that standard form. So, as somebody who cannot put a magnolia in their garden, I've always wanted a magnolia. My mum's got the most beautiful magnolia as a centrepiece in the lawn. It is glorious, but she's got a big garden. I do not have that beautiful big garden. I mean, I could fit it in there if the kids were never allowed to play football in the garden. But unfortunately, you know, I got little kids, so I just don't have the space. Whereas I could totally put this standard into a pot and I could have the beauty of a magnolia in my garden without having to dedicate the the space to it.
And if I'm really honest about magnolias, they are only beautiful for a few weeks.
Agreed, yes.
So if you've got a big tree as a magnolia, don't get me wrong, it's not ugly once it's flowered.
No,
but
the foliage is gorgeous.
Yeah, but the flowering season is short. So actually to have a standard that you're probably likely to grow in a pot makes far more sense, because when it has flowered, if you want to put it somewhere less prominent, you can do that.
You absolutely can, and this is actually why I love my garden and I like my borders and I'm working on them, I'm getting them beautiful, but I really like growing things in pots.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing that because actually, as you say, you can move things around your garden when something is in flower, when something's looking great, put it in a prominent position. When it goes over a little bit, move it to the side, bring something else in. So I love pot growing, and you can do that with this one.
And again, this would look great, I think, in the Diablo pot, don't you?
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I mean,
Or
to be
the
honest, you could do Diablo for that one, which is a great deal. But you could also do Jimmy for this one. And I think Jimmy would be, if you wanted more, of a statement.
Yeah. I think
I'd probably go Jimmy. Sorry, Hendrix.
You might be thinking, where's Jimmy? I can't find it on the website. That's our nickname, Hendrix.
Yeah, because I think that's going to look really beautiful when that's in bloom and you've got those beautiful pink flowers on there.
God.
That with the brushed champagne gold top and the black bit at the bottom, that's going to look really good.
So some great pots, and don't forget you'll get free postage when you spend over £30. That offer is finishing at the end of December. But let's talk about this, because YouGarden, they are excellent. I think at most things that they do.
Yeah.
But one of their real speciality is, I think it's fair to say, standards. We have a lot of unusual standards. And by standards, we mean obviously a long stem with all of the branches and the foliage on top. And this has been grown as a standard. So it's never going to get too big.
We've got 8 standards on the show today.
Have we really?
That I've counted. We're counting the Prunus as one, aren't we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Oh, you're right.
6, 7, 8. Yeah, we've got 8 different standards on the show today because we're actually really good at it.
One of those standards is standard rose collection where you get 4, so you technically could.
I know you could count that as more.
Yeah, you could. But yeah, we are brilliant at creating standards, and a lot of work goes into these in terms of the growing and the grafting process, of course.
Yeah, totally. There's a lot. It's a very skillful process, and normally, these have been grown on. It takes several years to get them to this stage. So there is a lot of time, work, energy, effort that goes into creating these. And this particular one, the Susan, it does have the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well. So it's a really important thing to point out to you. I always want to tell you that because, the Royal Horticultural Society, they know a thing or two about plants, and if they have taken the time to trial it, test it, and rigorously put it through its paces, and then give it that award, I think it just gives me, as a gardener, peace of mind to know that this is going to do well in my garden.
And can I just say, the price that we've got to, because obviously it's in its dormant state right now, $22.99. In springtime, if we were showing this in bud and flower, you could double that price.
I think you really
easily.
could. We've got an RRP on there of $34.99, which I think is a very
conservative
RRP if we were thinking about this in full bloom. If you walked into a garden centre in April, May, when this is in flower and it was 50 quid, you'd go, yeah, I'll have that.
I remember when I had my first house with a garden. I only had a small garden, but I do remember walking into a nursery and there was a magnolia. It was the stellata variety. It was a shrub.
Love the stellata, yeah.
And when it looked gorgeous, I walked in, it was there. As I walked in, I was like,
That's what they do. They put everything that looks really good, they put it right by the door so that you fall in love with it straight away.
Well, I remember it was £50 and you're going back like 24 years,
wow,
probably.
that is expensive.
It was big, it was in flower. but I bought it because I was just drawn to it. But actually, that was a really silly thing too, because I paid twice the price I should have, maybe even 3 times.
Well, this is why you lot are really, really clever to be watching a specific dedicated gardening shows right now, because this is actually where you pick up your deals and your bargains, isn't it?
And if you are going to repot that, and I would repot it,
yes,
do it in the next. I mean, you don't have to do it in the next few weeks, but I would, and then get it established, and in springtime, that is going to be amazing. And this is already covered in buds, isn't it?
I know, it's
yeah,
so
she will be
pretty.
gorgeous.
It's going to be so pretty. I really do want to get that one.
If you're not in love with Susan, you will be. You will love Susan.
Hey, if you know somebody called Susan, and she's...
Oh, great idea, Bex.
If you know someone called Susan, what a wonderful gift for her that would be. She can have her own Magnolia.
But a great price, $22.99, brand new today. I'm tempted with that one as well, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Now, we've also got another newbie.
Okay, so the Prunus triloba. We brought this one a few times, and I've always enjoyed talking about this and showing this, because this is another spring flowerer.
Has it got bigger? Is this
I feel like it might have done.
Yeah. It does look bigger than I remember.
What happens with this, and you can see where all the little buds are all the way along each one of these little branches here. This is going to get covered in these beautiful pink, bowl-shaped, sort of almost double flowers.
Look.
Wow. Look at the blossom that you're getting on that. That is a proper... Oh, the blossom's going to come out soon, isn't it? I love the blossom time. It's so magical. Look at those flowers.
Roll on spring, Bex?
They're so pretty,
Although
aren't they?
we are going to enjoy Christmas and New Year first.
Yes.
But yeah, in spring, look at those.
But those flowers cover those bare branches, and the way that this grows in that kind of starburst shape, that firework shape, it looks like an explosion of flowers have, exploded out of this tree. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous.
Now, again, we're going to top price. It's half price today. You are saving £25. It is big. It's 1.65 metres tall. Is that about your height, Bex?
Yeah, 1.65.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to put it next to me.
Bex height.
It really is.
Yeah. Yeah, it pretty much is, isn't it? Because you imagine once it goes into foliage and flower.
Yeah, that bit there is
right
at
the
the top of my head.
Yeah. Because remember, you've got this added accessory creating extra height today. But about 1.65 metres tall, and it does arrive in a big 7.5 litre pot.
Yeah.
Now, you will pay, let's be honest. I'm not that old, Bex, I can manage. She's like, now I'm a year older.
Got to help him out. He's getting older,
All right. But you will pay $6.99 postage, because it's heavy. It is. However, if you can just find something from the show that's just over £5, like a pot, for example, you will get free delivery. And I would definitely recommend buying a pot to go with this.
Yeah, I was just looking for...
I'd buy a pot, wouldn't you?
£6 something, aren't they? But I would get a pot for it, because if you haven't got a pot already, that would look... I mean, you can plant that out somewhere. It can go into a border quite happily. Would you go that one? It would work in there.
Yeah. I mean, it would be there for a while, but the Hendrix, it's got more longevity.
I think the Hendrix would last longer.
Yeah. But it'd be fine in it for a few years.
But you could put it in there quite happly.
Yeah. But it does need, I think it does need repotting fairly quickly.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, don't ruin your Christmas and be repotting if you've got a turkey to cook.
Listen, I've got some plants. Oh, sorry. I've got some plants that do need. They're in the pots, and I just haven't found the time to plant them out. They're just sitting on my table in the pots that they came in.
Yeah.
They'll be fine.
I know. Just keep your
eye on them.
If I
don't get the chance, it'll be absolutely fine.
But that would be great in a big pot. Oh, of course, in the centre of your lawn, something like that. Look amazing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be really lovely.
Wouldn't it?
Oh, I need a bigger garden.
That's why I moved.
It's funny because this afternoon we're doing a houseplant show.
Yeah, it's not live. We're recording it for Christmas.
Yeah, so you'll be able to stream it.
Yeah.
But I was saying to my husband yesterday, I was like, I want all of the houseplants that are on this show. I want them all. And he's like, well, you've been telling me for ages you want a house with a bigger garden. Now you're going to be telling me you want a bigger house with a smaller garden to fit all the houseplants in. I was like, no, I want both. I want a bigger house with a bigger garden so I can fit all of the plants in.
I know what you mean, though. I do.
I want it all.
Yeah. Right, anyway, that's brand new today. It's half price, amazing value.
Absolutely amazing value.
And that is your Prunus triloba there, standard flowering cherry almond.
Look at those flowers.
I love it. Absolutely
That's a
love
great
it.
price. Actually, I've resisted buying this in the past, but just because of the price.
I think that's, I might be on, but I think that's a bigger sample, a bigger variety, 1.65 metre tall at a very low price today.
Well, that brings it to a nice price range,
It really does, really does. But can we say thank you to everyone that's joined us. Apologies, we did lose our live stream earlier, but I think most of you...
I think you found us back.
Yes,
thank
apologies
you for coming
that.
back. Sometimes the gremlins just get in the way.
Yeah, not very often here, though.
No. Not very often.
No, but occasionally.
It's more me getting in the way, to be honest.
Right, we've still got more plants to tend you with. And coming up next, the most incredible hydrangeas known as Glam Rock. And actually, just looking at those, that name is perfect, isn't it?
It is, because
It's
the riot of colour that you're going to get from the flowers on this one. So this is a slightly newer variety, an unusual take on your mop head varieties of hydrangea.
When I was a child, I just remember hydrangeas all looking very similar.
Similar. There's so many different types now, isn't there?
I mean, I remember them different colours, pink and blue and white.
But they were always the same shape.
Yeah, they were.
But no, not now. You get panicle ones, you get these lovely mop head varieties. There's so many of them.
And then you get colours and variants like this one.
But the colours on here are going to be so incredible, because what you can get on here is the centre of the flowers being an absolutely beautiful, bright, electric blue, and then you get this lovely magenta pink coming around the outside of that blue centre, and look, that's the blue centre there. But then you also get that shock of lime, almost neon lime colour around the edges as well. Now, what we will see is that varying soil conditions, so varying amounts of pH, etc., the pH levels in your soil will affect the colour of the flowers that you get. I really like that, because it could be that you go for the double up deal here. You actually go for two of them and you plant them in different areas of your garden, and you'll get a different flower from those two plants, which could be really interesting, couldn't it?
Now, hydrangeas, they don't look their best at this time of year. Like a lot of plants, they will have lost their leaves. You may just have a few green shoots, but come springtime, they will burst back into action, and then you're going to get these amazing flowers late summer, mid to late summer. I love hydrangeas. I've got quite a few in my garden. The one thing I do know from my own experience, I did plant some in a bed that got too much sun, and they were drying out all the time, and they hated it. So I managed to salvage them, but I've got them in a different area now that's quite wet. It's the bottom of my garden. My garden's on a slight slope, so the bottom, the water sort of drains towards it, and they love it there.
Yeah, absolutely. So they want a decent amount of sunshine. They'll cope with a bit of shade, but they want some sunshine. But I think midday sun is probably best to avoid. But yeah, make sure you just keep them watered, and particularly if you're keeping them in pots, you do need to keep an eye on them to make sure they get enough water.
Yes, they don't like to be dry. They're thirsty.
They don't like to be dry. Just
they like me to be hydrated. I've always got my drink here, haven't I? But they are a double up deal, one for £9.99. Postage is included, by the way, or two for £14.98. They are, I think, really excited when it comes to hydrangeas.
Yeah, they are,
now,
aren't they?
We are amazed that our Callicarpa is still looking as good as this, because it's had these berries on for several weeks now, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's the same pot.
Yeah,
it genuinely is the same plant. The only reason I know that is I broke the pot, so I know that it's the same one because it's a broken pot. But yes, it is looking absolutely stunning, absolutely glorious. I love the Callicarpa at this time of year. This one is just so pretty, and these can get really big if you want to. These can reach 6 foot in height. They can reach a decent 4 foot spread as well. And I'm so excited to see my Callicarpa grow, because I just think at this time of year, when it gets really, I mean, it's stunning just as the size it is now. That's one of the plants, by the way, that's sitting on my table outside my kitchen window, just in a pot like this.
It's very happy, isn't it?
Waiting to be planted out. It's very happy. But this is the one, every time I look out my kitchen window, that draws my attention. Out of everything in my garden, that's the one that draws my attention right now, because it's beautiful.
Well, in terms of the life cycle of this plant, in springtime, obviously, we'll get its new leaves, and then it does have lots and lots of flowers, and they're not massively significant, but they're pretty, aren't they?
They're pretty. Yeah, you get collection of those all clustered together. So they're very pretty. But I think really it's this. This is what we want. You get the berries on there whilst the leaves are there, but because this is a deciduous plant, the leaves drop and they leave the berries with the bare branches, and
I think this is when it looks
gorgeous.
its best.
It is.
Yeah.
I mean, that looks beautiful.
Yeah, it does.
It?
But you notice the berries so much more when it sheds its leaves.
I was on the social medias a few weeks ago, and I was seeing loads of people using Callicarpa actually as
you said as wreaths
and decorations, festive displays. Absolutely, you can do that, and some of them are really pretty.
And the bigger she gets, the more berries you'll be able to pick and use.
Oh, totally, yeah.
The berries are edible, but I've tried them a few times, and I've decided, nah.
Leave them for the birds. Yeah. The birds will love you for having this in the garden.
The birds have got a different, more sophisticated palate, I'd say, than me. So the birds are like, oh, delicious, and I'm like, ooh. Have you tried one?
Yeah, no, I'm not doing it again.
No,
I learned, I don't need that in my life. The Royal Horticultural Society have given it their badge of perfect for pollinators, and you can see why. Obviously, the flowers are going to attract the bees and the butterflies, the berries are going to attract the birds. They've also given it their Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit, plus you've got the Winter Hardy Guarantee from us as well. So you really do have lots of reasons, or at least lots of peace of mind to be able to get this and plant it in your garden.
And that winter hardy guarantee, don't forget, if you are a new viewer, it just means that any plant that we say is fully winter hardy, if at any point in its life it doesn't survive, it doesn't deliver, let our customer care team know and we'll replace it free. All you need to do is pay the postage. Now we're going to move on to another stunning plant that again is fully winter hardy, and it's our Gardenia, which is on a double up deal, one for $12.99, but for another $1.99 you get two of these. And we both absolutely have fallen in love with this, because I remember our Gardenia as a houseplant. The fragrance was incredible, but this has been bred to be fully hardy outside.
Yeah, it's the world's first fully hardy Gardenia, hardy down to -10. So most areas of the country, this is going to be absolutely fine. You have glossy evergreen leaves. Love the shine that you get from those glossy leaves. I think it's really interesting, really beautiful. It looks really healthy. But what you are going to grow this for is the beautiful flowers that you get on here, because the Gardenia fragrance is just one of the most beautiful ones, and it's so beautiful it's used in a lot of high-end perfumes. And I was out just the other day, there's a particular perfume I like, I really want it, but it's £130 for the bottle, and it is absolutely glorious. But that is why Gardenia is used so much in perfumes, because it smells so beautiful.
Now, I love, just look at these now, I love the fact that they grow very neatly. They don't sprawl. They're moderate in terms of growth, so they're not vigorous, they're moderate, but aren't they nice? Even in the winter, even when they're not in flower, the foliage is absolutely glorious. And again, the deal today is working out at £7.50 each. I personally would probably keep these in pots, just because then when they're in a pot you can really have them next to you in summertime. You can really enjoy that fragrance. I'm just imagining you sitting outside in the summer months with it on your patio table, just having that gorgeous fragrance.
Yeah. But they don't get massive. We're only talking maybe 60 centimetres, so a couple of feet height and spread. So actually really does lend itself to being a pot plant.
What pot would you choose for that one, Bex?
Yeah, we'll go for yours, the Diablos.
Yeah.
I think Diablo pots would look beautiful for these ones. They could live in a couple of the smaller ones, like the wicker plant or the...
what about the prismas?
Or the prismas, yeah.
If you want a bit of colour.
Yeah, they could absolutely go in here.
Sorry, no.
So we've got our prismas, so you get trio here, and it is all three of these, by the way. So you get the purple, you get that lovely kind of minty green colour, and you get the pink one included as well. Incredible deal on here. I think you've got the, oh no, there we go. These have been sold previously at £7.99 each.
Wow.
Each, by the way. So yes, to be able to get three of them for less than that individual price, that's really good.
If you sold that in a garden centre at £7.99, you would never question it.
I wouldn't question it at all.
But we are going to do three, and this is a limited time offer, three for £6.97. It works out £2.32 and a bit each. This is amazing.
Really, really good. Yeah. And they've got the drainage holes in the bottom. It's slightly raised there as well, which means that I think that's really important, because when it's really, really wet, obviously, if there's nowhere for that water to drain away, it can be a nightmare for you. But they're already in there. They are made of plastic, UV stabilised and frost resistant, so designed to last you for many, many years.
And those Gardenia, they'd be very happy in there for
they'd be happy in there for a while.
Yeah, 2 or 3 years, I'd have thought. There's loads more on our website, and we have got, if you have a bit of time between Christmas and New Year, we have got a garden essential show.
Yeah.
Which you can stream whenever you've got a moment, and there's lots of brilliant pots and seed trays and all sorts on there. So do find that on our website and on YouTube between Christmas and New Year. Right, we're going to move on. We have got a little cheeky deal on our Lavender hit cart, which is a buy one get one free for just £3.99. We both have lavender in our garden. We've used it slightly differently. You've got your lavender down your driveway, a bit similar to this actually, haven't you?
Yeah, a bit similar to that. Just one side down the driveway, and it's glorious. I planted it about, I don't know, 7, maybe 8 years ago, and every year, without fail, it delights.
Yeah.
Every single year, it comes back, and it looks very much like that picture that you're looking at right there. And it does it so easily. I barely have to do anything to it. That's it there. I did that video just earlier on this year because I was every year I'm blown away by how many bees and butterflies, hum around the lavender.
And
it's alive.
And it is beautiful to watch them.
I
You've
love
got
it.
nature there in the palm of your hand, so to speak. And it is a delight to see. They look so happy as they bounce from flower to flower, don't they?
Yeah, there's so many flowers. They have an absolute field day in that lavender.
It's a feast.
It's humming with life, and I'm really pleased. I'm happy that I'm doing my bit and, helping the bees and the butterflies and things, but also it just looks great and it smells beautiful.
And we sometimes forget that lavender actually looks really good in the winter as well, because it is evergreen.
Look at it.
This is what it looks like in the winter. So it's really nice foliage, and you've still got the fragrance when you touch the leaves.
Yeah.
I used my lavender slightly different to Bex. I created a formal garden. Lavender's often used with buxus to create formal gardens. So that's how I planted mine. But again, within a couple of years, I just had a mass. There's mine. That's one of my formal borders. I mean, it's really easy. Lavender, in terms of what it likes, full sun ideally, will tolerate part sun.
Yeah.
But soil-wise, it's not fussy.
No, it doesn't care, does it?
Poor soils, it will do fine.
As long as it's not fully waterlogged, it's
I'm
fine.
amazed yours does quite well, because you've got clay soil.
And I didn't really do
And is it still
much
quite
to
clayey
it.
where it is?
Yeah.
I'm amazed.
Yeah, and it does well.
Yeah.
It does.
Well, it does really well, doesn't it?
I did. I mean, I dug it through. I did try and dig it through and loosen it up a little bit, but it's not the best quality out there at all. I wasn't really massively into gardening when I did it. I got out and potted, but I wasn't really into it as I am now. I'm in it now. So I was meh, that'll do.
But it's done great, hasn't it?
And it's absolutely fine.
Again, it's really hardy. We do give it a lifetime guarantee because it's fully winter hardy. But the deal today is a buy one, get one free. Some viewers have been buying lots of those, and I think a lot of you have been buying a dozen, or I think one gentleman bought 18. And actually on our website, if you do buy bigger quantities, the price gets even better on that one. 510-319 for the lavender hit cart in the 9cm pot. But if you have just joined us, a very warm welcome. You're joining myself, Shaun and Bex, live in the potting shed. We broadcast from an 11-acre nursery.
Yeah, we're in the nursery right now, just outside the door. All the people are beavering away out there, and we can walk amongst the plants.
It's
quite
very
happily.
rail here, isn't it?
It is. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's very rail, very earthy, and we do pride ourselves on great quality plants, great prices, great customer service. If ever something isn't 100% right with your order, bear in mind we do export millions of plants to your homes every year, but please let us know. We would love to put it right. We wouldn't want you sitting at home not happy or to put a bad review on. So if there's anything that's ever not quite right, and it only happens very occasionally, you'll know that because our FIFO and Trustpilot reviews are really good. But if ever that happens, just let us know and we will put it right. How's your cough, Bex? It's gone on forever, hasn't it?
It'll go. I'll suck some more cough sweets.
How I've managed to avoid it, I don't know. I don't know, but how haven't I?
Oh, you have? You're all right.
Yeah.
I really hope you don't get ill at Christmas now.
I've worked with you in this potting shed for weeks and months. I've seen the medicine cabinet.
He's coming out now. I'm just going to have a swig of my medicine.
Right. Anyway, I hope you're all feeling well at home today, and thank you for joining us here on YouGarden. Right, we're going to move on to something really, really attractive, the Leucothoe.
Love this.
I've never grown it, but I definitely have got this on my list right now. And I've got a whole border that's ericaceous. So I've got rhododendrons and I've got camellias, and it's going to go there because it does like an ericaceous compost.
It does
it's
like an
acid
ericaceous
loving,
compost, yeah. So if you do have an ericaceous border like Shaun, absolutely brilliant. Wonderful to keep in a pot if you've got...
yeah.
You know, if you've got ericaceous loving plants, because obviously you can fill that pot with ericaceous compost. But if you don't have a separate area, you can plant this into an existing border. That's absolutely fine. You just need to dig a bigger hole and mix in plenty of the ericaceous compost into that hole, and then it will do fine. Don't worry about it.
And again, it's obviously it's evergreen. We're looking at what it looks like now, the 20th of December.
Yeah.
I love the red, don't you?
I love it, yeah. So,
Oh.
you know, the new growth comes through at that bright, bright red colour, but you also get them turning red during the autumn months as well. So you get this wonderful display of that fiery red. In the spring, you can get clusters of these white sort of bell-shaped flowers. It's ridiculously hardy, down to probably -20 we're talking about here. So it's, you know, I'm going to put, if you know the Nandinas that we bring
Yes.
you, they've got Nandina Obsessed, we've got Nandina Firepower. I think it's a very similar plant to those.
Yeah, I'd agree.
You know, tough as old boots, wonderful foliage, colour-changing examples that you've got there with the leaves, and it's just a brilliant one to either have in a pot or to mix into your mixed borders, you know, and because it's evergreen, I would be mixing it in where you've got plants that are deciduous.
That looks lovely in containers, though, doesn't it?
I love
as well?
that mixture of colours on the same plant, the fiery reds, the lime greens, the olive greens. I just think it's really interesting to look at.
Now, just let everyone know, we are live today until 12:30.
Yep.
So if you've got any comments, if you want to say hello.
I want to say happy birthday to Shaun.
Yeah, it's my birthday today.
His birthday.
Feeling slightly... I do feel... Well, I don't feel old, but, you know, it's like where's the year gone?
When you wake up on your birthday, you're like, oh.
Where's the year gone? But yeah, it is my birthday today. And I am celebrating this evening. A few drinks with friends.
I know, ABBA.
Yeah, got a singer in the pub singing ABBA.
I love that.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. You're going to do your dad dancing.
Dad dancing with me, yeah. Bit of dad dancing.
He's good at your dad dancing, aren't you?
Yeah,
That's a great example of it right there.
Is that dad dancing for you?
That's dad dancing.
Yeah. I don't know, it might surprise you. It might surprise you, you know? Arms might be in the air.
I can't wait.
Yeah, but...
I hope somebody does a video so we can see it.
I played the part of a drag queen in our village pantomime last week, but luckily the recording failed.
Oh, I'm gutted the recording, but there's pictures, but there's no video.
Yeah, but I'm quite relieved actually that there was no video. Anyway, few quick reminders for you at home. No, we definitely do not want to show the pictures. They are on my social media. Right, few quick reminders. Really important, this promotion finishes at the end of December. It's been brilliant. We've extended it month after month. It will finish the end of December. So if you want free postage today, you'll get it on all orders over £30. What some people do, I'll be honest, is place separate orders. We don't mind, and the reason why people place separate orders is because you get a free gift with every order, and it's a bag of our crocus, the mixed species, 40 bulbs for normally $9.99, free with every individual order. And it isn't too late to plant, it really isn't.
No, not at all. Not at all. Get them in the ground. Absolutely. It's nice and mild at the moment. They'll be fine. They will come up. And the beautiful thing about crocus is obviously they do naturalise in the ground. So you will have those for many, many years. Even if you don't want to get out in the garden proper, you could just put these into some pots quite happily. That's
what I do. Sometimes I've got extra bulbs. I've always got loads of pots. I never throw pots away.
Yeah.
So if you're buying something like the Sarcococca, if you're planting it in the ground, whatever,
keep the pots.
Keep the pots. But yeah, your crocus bulbs will be very happy in their pots for many, well, say crocuses you can keep in pots. Sometimes I'll just, when they've flowered, literally put the pots around the side of the greenhouse, leave them there, and they come back year after year.
Yeah.
Right, Sarcococca, I need to talk about this one because...
yeah, we do.
It's $19.99 for one, but we have got the craziest deal today. We should have called it Shaun's birthday deal.
We should have done.
Because if you put one in your basket, you'll pay $19.99. We've got the free bulbs because we've used the code, of course, YGTV51. However, if we put a second one in there, look at that. Look how the price goes down.
Somebody's had some Baileys. Somebody's been drinking the Baileys or the sherry. They've made a mistake.
Can we see what happens if we add the club membership? Because...
Oh, look. Comes down even more.
I don't understand why we're saving £4.
I don't understand why we're saving £4. We shouldn't be saving that much. We should be saving 2.
Anyway... So are we... Look at this. That is really good, isn't it?
It is really good. It's definitely the deal of the day, for sure. If you've already got Sarcococca in your garden, you can fit some more in your garden. And at that price, honestly, get 2 of those. Give them as a gift to somebody. Even pot it up, keep it for a little while. Give it to them as a birthday gift at some point in the year. And they will have the joy of the Sarcococca, the fragrance of that Sarcococca for many, many years to come. It's glorious. It's vanilla. It's sweet. It's beautiful, and it's a shade-loving plant as well. It's a problem solver. I didn't realise how much it, well, not just survives, how much it likes shade. They really do, and shady areas can be difficult, can't they? They can be boring. They can, and if listen, I love a fern, and we've got some beautiful ferns on the show that you can put into those shady areas. But if you're sick of ferns filling the shady spots, this is an alternative to that. But when it comes to winter fragrance, there's nothing else quite like this. There's nothing that'll match it. It's so sweet. It's a very strong scent, I'm not going to lie, and that I adore. It really is quite a strong smell that you get from this, and that is incredible to get that at any time of the year, but certainly from a winter flower. I think Elaine has messaged and said she's going to go for some more of these. She's already got a couple, but she's going to go for some more at this price today. So don't forget, if you double up, 2 for $14.98. With the club membership, by the way, I know we touched on it, but you'll get 10% off all the plants and things like the compost. You get £20 worth of vouchers that you can spend over the year, 1 every 3 months. Loads of benefits. So I would highly recommend joining the club, the discount club, and all the details are on our website. But they're really good. To get 2 of those, working out $7.50 each. It's amazing. You don't get those kind of deals very often, do you? And they're really well established as well, they are good sized plants. Please make sure you're entering this code though, 510563. There are other winter gem plants, with different sizes and things like that. So this is the one that you need, 510563. You put 2 in your basket, but you must enter the code YGTV51, otherwise you'll end up paying more. Now, if you've got any questions, say, you've got about half an hour or so just to come through with any questions or any comments. We would love to hear from you. Yes, please. We are very excited about the 2 brand new Grow Your Owns. This blueberry, look at the size of that. And it's $7.99, because that is definitely going to produce a decent crop. You will get a decent crop in 2024, for sure. Yeah, it's a really good size. We're talking a 3-litre pot, so this is 2-3 years old already. I would suggest this one is going to be well established. So in the springtime, you'll have beautiful, white blossom on here, lovely fragrant blossom. Going to invite all the bees and the birds and the pollinators and things in. But then every single one of those blossom flowers has the potential to then turn into these blueberries. And I love anything Grow Your Own. Grow Your Own is so exciting, isn't it? It is, and I find it very rewarding. I think it always tastes so much better. It's very kind on the pockets, because you'll know even a small punnet of blueberries, you're talking £2.50, £3. They are an expensive fruit, but you could actually potentially have kilos of blueberries every single year. When you look there, how many punnets would that fill? There's so many there. And the thing is, once it gets established, we're talking about probably up to 5 kilograms of fruit per plant that you have of this. So if you've invested in any of our other blueberry plants, last week we brought you an early cropper, for example. So that one will start cropping in around June. This one being late season, it's going to crop in around August. Now, the only thing that you need to know, it needs an ericaceous compost. We do have it on our website. I can never spell it, even after all these years. Just type in Eric. Yeah, because the great thing is our website is very predictive and it's quick. Yeah. So if you just type in... So we're going to do it. E-R-I... There you go, look! Look, come straight up. First one. I don't know why I can't spell that, because it's so obvious. Great reviews. Ericaceous. Yes. I always... Do Do you want to do
No.
an SH? Is that what it is? Ericaceous.
I don't know why.
Or TIOUS, yeah.
I
that's
don't
another
know,
one.
but I don't need to know, because if I put in ERI, it comes up. So if you want to add that to your order, the plants that need that: blueberry,
Leucothoe, Gardenia, and there is another.
There's a rhododendron on the show.
Rhododendron, Bollywood, that's the one.
So all of those do require ericaceous compost. But that is an amazing price at $7.99. Don't forget, we are only with you till 12:30 today. The reason being, we are recording a special houseplant show this afternoon that you'll be able to stream.
Love houseplants. We've got some really exciting ones on there as well.
Big ones as well, haven't we?
I love going out
ones.
in the garden, but I also like bringing the plants inside, and they're really good. Houseplants are excellent at kind of cleansing the air.
So between Christmas and New Year, there are several shows that you can stream. There's going to be a special section on the YouGarden TV page.
Yeah, you can watch them all from there.
Again, if you go to YouTube and just type in YouGarden, the new shows will be available to stream. There's some really good ones. Yeah, some really good ones.
Especially is it the Essentials show? No, it's the Clearance show. Please watch the Clearance show. Please watch the first minute to 2 minutes of the Clearance show.
There's a blooper. I mess
It's
up,
not
basically.
me, it's Shaun.
Yeah,
That's why I'm
me.
telling you about it.
We just started in it. All went wrong, didn't it?
It did. You kept it in there. It's funny.
Yeah, you can watch it. Right.
Right, what are we talking about? Blackberry.
Blackberry. Now,
Thornless blackberries.
and when you think about breeding plants, plants are bred for many, many different reasons, but it's so obvious why this has been bred, because I think most people love blackberry as a fruit, but the thorns and the way a blackberry grows, it just sometimes just tends to wrap everywhere, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And you find blackberries just literally, suddenly you've got the main shrub there, then you get a bit poking over here.
It's true.
Wrapping around the tree there, and then you try and pull it off, and even though you've got gloves on, the thorns get through the material.
Yeah.
So blackberries, they are pretty, I'm not going to say lethal.
They're just annoying, aren't
Yeah.
they? Really annoying.
And have you ever cut back blackberries and then you're tidying everything away, and then it just literally clings to your arm? But these are completely thornless.
Yeah, completely thornless
How good is
variety.
that?
So this is brilliant, because I do love blackberries. I like going blackberry picking, but it is annoying. You get get caught up in the bushes, all the thorns. They're unruly. They take over. But that's not the case with this one. You don't have the thorns as a problem on these ones, and they stay a bit more compact. They are going to need annual pruning. You are going to need to chop them back.
But that's easy to do that.
It's once a year, and it's going to be so much easier because you haven't got all those thorns and prickles to attack you. But you will be able to grow your own blackberries in your garden. If you want to get the kids involved with picking, what a wonderful way to do it, because you don't have to worry about them getting prickled with all the thorns.
And when you think how much blackberries are, we were trying to work out why they're so expensive in the supermarkets, and you always get a measly punnet, don't you?
Well, I think they don't travel well, do they? I think because they're quite a soft fruit, a bit like raspberries.
Yeah.
They're really difficult, aren't they? Because they're quite soft, so they bruise easily. They don't travel well. Well, it's not. They don't have very far to travel from the bush straight to your mouth, do they?
They always taste so much better, don't they?
Oh, look at that.
Oh.
Isn't that a pretty picture right there?
Yeah. And we've got such a good price on these today. They're brand new for this show this Wednesday. They are £9.99. I'll double up 2 for £14.99. These just need our regular compost, by the way. So they don't need ericaceous. The blackberry is fine in our premium professional compost. Lots of viewers. I think quite a few people have broken up from work, you know.
Yes, we had, was it Amanda?
Yes.
It was. Oh. See, my memory is getting better.
And Neil's been watching today.
Yeah, so people that aren't normally able to watch us live during the week, they have tuned in because they've all broken up for the Christmas holidays. It's very exciting, isn't it? I like this time of year.
Yeah, I do.
Love it.
I am excited about Christmas Day. Not everyone loves Christmas, though.
No, I appreciate
You don't have
that.
to.
Yes, of course.
We're all different.
Yeah.
And we've all had a few dreadful Christmases. My Christmas wasn't great last year, to be honest.
Wasn't it?
Well, no, Mother House parents were ill, and my mum only fancied eating a Brussels sprout, then she was full. It was one of them.
I think we're in for it this year. Sounds like my mum has to stay in hospital, which is
her.
boo. But anyway, we will make the most of it.
Yeah. things in life as well, because life isn't perfect, is it? And Christmas can't always be perfect. We hope you have a great Christmas, of course. But whenever things are not good, what do we do?
Get in the garden.
Yes, we do.
It's
and
true,
I'm lucky.
actually.
I've got a greenhouse, so even when the weather's bad, sometimes even if it's pouring down, I'll just go in the greenhouse and be my own little
potter.
world. Yeah.
Spend a couple of hours doing nothing.
Yeah.
Come in and go, what did I actually do? I don't know. I was outside and I'm happier.
So what Bex does when she's not feeling good, she literally just puts her hand in a bag of compost.
Do you know?
And she's like, oh, I feel good.
I can't help it. I'm very tactile. I do like, and this, it is lovely stuff.
Yeah.
It smells
Actually,
good. It feels soft.
Jokes apart, though, when you are planting things in this compost and potting up, it is a lovely experience because the compost is so good, isn't it?
It is so good. And actually, I was reading up a little while ago. You can search it up on the internet. It's quite interesting. But yeah, when you're using compost and stuff, it's supposed to release good things into your brain, like happy hormones and stuff. It's got something in it that releases the endorphins into your brain, which is why gardening is such a good thing to do.
Now, I know a lot of you lovely regular viewers know this compost inside out. Many of you will not buy anything else, but if you are brand new to it, it's our best-selling product here at YouGarden. And the nursery's been here for over a decade now. We must have sold millions of litres of this. Today, you've got a saving of $17.99 and delivery is included. And of course, you will get your free crocus bulbs with every single order. But let's break down why this compost is so good.
So I was going to do a breakdown.
Break it down.
Okay. Yes. So first of all, look at the texture. As we've been showing you, look how soft and light and airy this texture is. This is vital for excellent root growth. If the compost, the ground is too compact, what it stops is the roots being able to spread, to grow, to form a really strong root structure. And what we need is a really strong root structure. That's where it gets all its nutrients and things from. And if it's not got that strong root structure, you are going to have a weaker plant, ultimately.
And I was just thinking, sometimes if you plant something in your ground, you don't have particularly good soil, the roots sometimes just keep going round and round.
Yeah.
And they never make it into the actual soil. But whenever I plant something in my garden, because I've got a mixed soil, I always add some of our prima facie compost.
Yeah, because it's so good. The texture of it is amazing. It helps to break up any, compacted soil or earth that you've got. But also the ingredients in here are amazing. First of all, as I release this, look, can you see there's loads of little green balls that are running all the way through this compost. You can see them, loads of little green balls in here. Now what these are is a slow release fertilizer. There's loads, honestly. As soon as I start looking, I can't find them, but there are millions of them. That is going to feed your plants for a good 6 months once you start planting them out in here. Now, slow release fertilizer is really, really important because it means our plants can get feed as and when they need it. You will continue to feed with your water-based, liquid fertilizers throughout the summer months, but I mean, you wouldn't like it if you can only get feed when somebody chooses to give it to you. I mean, how dull would that be? Yes, your plants need that amazing feed, and this is what this is providing. We've also got peat in here as well. So, hello, Pete. Yeah, we've got 3 peats actually. We've got dark peat, we've got light peat, and that has been reduced over the years because obviously we need to keep up with environmental concerns. But what's been taken out has then been replaced by other really, amazing scientifically backed ingredients. What else have we got? Lime to balance pH, and there is a wetting agent in there as well. This compost does perform very well when it's dry as well. When we had that really hot summer, not this year but the year before, I did notice when I water things like my hanging baskets, it was really good at absorbing the water rather than it all going over the sides. You've done it before where you just water it and it either just all comes through the middle or over the sides. And it's so annoying because you're wasting water, of course. A lot of that is to do with the composted wood fibre in here. So that helps with this beautiful light, airy texture that helps the root grow. But also those composted wood fibres help with water retention and also even water distribution, because that's really important for plant growth as well. Now, we would love you to get it today. We would. Because it's really annoying when you run out of compost. Yes. It's really annoying. And actually, many of you might be growing seeds starting in maybe January time. Maybe you've got some
things that need potting on in the winter. Maybe you bought plants from the show that are going to be in the ground. So many reasons to go for our compost. And remember, if you are one of our discount club members, you will get 10% off this as well. So you'll save nearly £2.50 every time you order your compost. Now, we've still got quite a few things to show you, but here's a reminder of some of the most popular items that we've had live today on the 20th of December.
Sarcococca first.
I think that's going to be the most popular. Yes. We thought this would be really popular. So remember, it is buy one for $19.99, but we've got this crazy deal. When you double up, you actually save money. 2 for $14.98. Now, obviously, lots of you have already ordered this. If you haven't, get it in your basket today. That double up deal is absolutely amazing. And just to remind you, we are only live today until 12:30. 510-563. Then, also popular today has been our brand new Kolkwitzia. So this is a deciduous shrub. So this time, what you'll be sent will not have leaves, won't have flowers, but it is a very established mature plant with incredible potential because it is already in a 3-litre pot. So when it comes to spring and summer, it will burst back into life. You'll be amazed at the masses of these gorgeous flowers that you're going to get. It's absolutely spectacular. And it's got a lovely natural growing habit as well. $16.99 and postage is included on the Kolkwitzia there. Now we have got 2 seriously amazing magnolias. The first one is a standard. When we say standard, I'm sure you realise this is grown on a tall single stem. So it's never going to grow huge. You can always keep this as a standard. So you're going to get all of these lovely flowers on a round ball on the top of that stem. And I think magnolias, when it comes to springtime, they are magnificent, aren't they? The flowers are, to be honest, they're fairly short-lived, but the beauty that you get is extraordinary. I mean, it's incredible, and I love the colour of Susan. Great price on that one today. It's only $22.99 with a £12 saving, 510509. And then, there's 2 types of magnolia, don't forget, on the show. That is the first one. Then, if you haven't got your Hellebores yet, we've still got some available. And these are and then there's the Magnolia first. This is the other variety. I'll come on to the Hellebores. This is the other variety. This is the one that I am getting for my birthday treat today. So, there are so many pluses to this. First of all, you can see how beautiful those flowers are. They are incredible. But the great thing with this variety, Fairy Blush, is that the flowers are not just on the tips, they're all the way over the actual plant itself. So yeah, look, you get a mass of flowers pretty much from top to bottom. It's also evergreen and semi-evergreen. By that I mean, in a lot of areas in the UK, it will keep its leaves all the way through winter. That is very unusual for a magnolia. If it's in a really cold position, some of our friends in Scotland, it may lose some of its leaves, it may lose all of them, but in general, it is regarded as evergreen to semi-evergreen. Then it is compact. If you're thinking, do you know what, Shaun and Bex, I do not have room to have a huge magnolia tree in my garden, this can only grow to a maximum of 4 metres. That's small for a magnolia, and that is obviously when it's at its fully maturest over many, many years. So I think that is amazing. I'm buying it for me, for my birthday treat today, and that is 510733 for the Magnolia Fairy Blush. Absolutely gorgeous. Now I did mention the Hellebores, just going to come back to these because we've still got some available. I've actually got mine inside at the moment and they look amazing, but once Christmas is over, they are going outside in my borders. So this variety, it's actually called Christmas Carol, the variety that we're bringing you, and it is a prolific flower. So it's been bred to produce far more flowers, more buds over a longer period. The flowers are gorgeous. They are upright. So a lot more upright than some other varieties out there. And what is really nice, as the flowers age and go over, they're still beautiful. They produce little touches of pinks and greens. They are amazing. Obviously, it's a hellebore, so as many of you may know, it is evergreen. It will still have leaves in the summer. They do die back a bit in the summer, so they're less prominent, but as it gets colder, as we head into autumn, winter, they come into their own. And we are doing 3 today with a £13 saving at just £16 and 99 pence, 560054. And then don't forget, we are doing a buy one, get one free on our Lavender Hidcot. So buy one, get a second one absolutely free, and these are only £3.99. Don't forget, you have got postage on some of the items, but if you do spend over £30 today, you will get free delivery on your entire order. That promotion is finishing at the end of December. Loads of you were coming in and watching the show in our last 20 minutes. But don't worry, we've got lots for you to watch over Christmas as well. But we're going to go back to some of the newbies that we have got today. And we have got a strawberry tree. Now, when we say strawberry tree, that's the kind of nickname for this, because the fruits do look like strawberries.
And they look a bit strawberry-like, don't they?
Strawberry-esque.
Strawberry-esque, absolutely. This one is really, really interesting. Beautiful evergreen tree that gives you gorgeous flowers, but it gives you beautiful fruits at the same time, because the fruits develop from the previous year's flowers. So you get flowers and fruits at the same time, and those will be sort of October and November time. You do have evergreen foliage on here, so it's really, really interesting, but it's going to be so interesting at, October and November time, when a lot of other things in the garden are fading, when they don't look really interesting. This one is going to be your focal point in your garden.
Now, we'll be honest, we haven't tried the fruits. They are edible, but they are supposed to be quite sharp.
A bit tart.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, that's a bit tart.
Ooh.
So, do try them, because they are fully edible.
By all means, yeah.
But what a lot of people have said about these that have grown them, they've said that they are better off in preserves.
Yeah, because you add loads of sugar to preserves, don't you?
Yeah.
Or they're better just left on the tree.
It's ornamental fruits.
Ornamental fruits that the birds are going to absolutely adore as well. So that's a wonderful thing to keep in your garden. Really interesting and unusual. So yeah, if you want to add something unusual, that's the one. Winter hardy down to -10.
Great, but a really nice tree in its own right there. Or shrub, I should say. 5, 10, 323, 12.99 with a £12 saving. Now, if you are looking for ground cover in your garden, this is a top recommendation. It's the Vinka collection.
Yeah, the Vinka collection is amazing because, periwinkles, they're amazing, aren't they, for low maintenance, ground cover, weed suppressant, evergreen, but you get glorious colour from the flowers as well. And you are getting all 3 of those included.
Now, not everyone has them, but a lot of people do have troublesome areas in their garden. I have got a big garden, and some areas are easy, some are troublesome. And I have got one border that backs onto a field, and there's trees there. There's quite a few big trees, and there's some old established shrubs. And do you know what? To try and get anything, I did try a few things, and
nothing works.
It was too hard. I had to constantly keep feeding, watering. It was a lot of work, so I put Vinka down there, and it just, because I was getting weeds, that was the trouble, and it just covered within I'd say, in the first year, I had a lot of coverage.
They're quite vigorous, aren't they? And the thing is, that's what you're going to buy this for. If you're buying Vinka, it's because you want that vigorous growth. You want that ground coverage. So it'll spread. It only reaches about 10 centimetres high, but it'll spread by a good metre.
Yeah.
And that's what you want it for. It's easy enough to keep in check. You do need to keep an eye on it. And you can just, rip bits up, to be honest, if it starts to spread a little bit too far. It's quite easy to do, but this is definitely one for covering the ground, making sure you haven't got weeds growing there, but covering it with something that's beautiful, that actually flowers for a really long time as well, because April right the way through to sort of September and October time, you get those beautiful flowers.
And to kill a Vinka is very...
Sounds like a movie or a book. To kill a Vinka.
But it really is hard to do that, because it survives in shade, it survives in poor soil.
Yes.
It doesn't mind being neglected. It's one of those.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it does come with our lifetime guarantee. So if you did manage to do that, then we would replace it free of charge. All you pay is the postage. But it is predominantly used as ground cover.
Yeah.
That's what it does, and
Absolutely.
it does it brilliantly.
3 colours included as well. I really like the idea of planting those together so that they mingle into each other and you get the mixture of the colours going on.
Yeah.
I think that'll work nicely.
And if you've got areas of trees and things, then around trees where a lot of things would struggle, that won't.
Yeah.
Right, something that Bex has been growing at home. She's been growing the mushrooms.
Yeah.
And you've really enjoyed doing it, haven't you?
I've thoroughly enjoyed doing this. It's so much fun. It's just something a little bit, interesting and unusual. And yeah, you can grow your own organic mushrooms yourself at home. And the thing with this kit is that you'll get multiple crops from it as well. So up to 3 lots of crops you will get. You get everything included. Within that little sleeve there is what you get here. So you've got the colonised compost in the container with the lid. You've got the topsoil there. What you do is you leave that somewhere warm, somewhere light. The colonised compost turns the white colour that you can see inside there. Once that happens, you then poke loads of holes in your topsoil, soak it in some water, then put the soil on top of the colonised compost. Again, put it somewhere light and warm, leave it for a little while, and then you'll start seeing mushrooms growing.
And although I haven't grown this kit, I did read the instructions and they were very clear.
So
really easy.
Yeah, very easy. If you want to get kids involved, this would be a great one because also you get results very quickly.
Yeah.
Within 4 weeks, that's what happens.
There you go, there's some of yours.
Now, there's only a few there. They start growing around the edge, but then they start filling out the entire pot as well. And you get those multiple crops from it too. So it's a wonderful, wonderful sort of interesting thing to have going on in your, kitchen, which is where I've got mine.
Yeah. You don't have to have them in your kitchen.
No.
That does sort of make sense, doesn't it?
It makes sense.
Yeah.
They're on the kitchen windowsill. It's easy. It's nice.
Yeah. It's like you probably wouldn't have the herb garden grown in the bedroom, would you?
No. I mean, you can.
We could, yeah. 161138. Now, also, we have got a mahonia for you. Now, true story, I was in one of the big DIY stores with a garden centre the other day. And there was the traditional mahonia there. Mm-hmm. And I used to have it in my old garden, and I loved the look of it, but when I went near it, it was a spiky, prickly thing. I was going to relate it to people, but
I know. That's exactly what I thought. I could see it cross across his brain then.
But mahonias, they are spiky. You've got to handle with care. But this is the complete opposite. This is really soft. It's called soft cress. I was saying to Bex earlier, interesting, your traditional mahonias, they flower kind of, December, January, February, but this is a little bit earlier at flowering, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's sort of August through to October
so
is when the
earlier.
flowers. So it does seem to come a little bit earlier than your traditional mahonia. But there is lots that's different with this one, isn't there?
And lots that's better, I would say.
Absolutely. Slightly earlier flowering, but also it's called the soft caress for a really important reason. It is the first spine-free and compact mahonia. Usual mahonia, as you say, it flowers later.
Yeah.
It also can get really big, which, great if you want to plant it into a border. But it also has all of those prickly spines, and it's
they
quite lethal.
really are. I'd say worse than holly. I would choose holly over mahonias any day.
Absolutely. Well, this one does not have those spines. This one stays nice and compact, about 1 metre by 1 metre, and you're getting those flowers August through to October, so you're extending that flowering season through from the summer into the autumn months as well. It's a superb plant if you want a specimen in a container, because those flowers that you are going to get from
Look at those.
Buttery yellow, and I love yellow.
Yeah,
Yellow is a gorgeous colour, isn't it? Buttery yellow flowers, sprays of them, atop, I tell you, atop that beautiful fern-like foliage that you've got there, and I do love a ferny foliage.
So if you've always fancied having a mahonia, but the regular varieties are not for you because they grow too big, they're too spiky, that one is definitely a great choice. One of the brand new varieties called Soft Caress 510949. And all you need to do is, of course, order on our website, YouGarden.com, or you could give us a call as well. Do use the code today, YGTV51, because that will unlock all the promotions, and you will get your free crocus bulbs worth $9.99. And it's not too late to plant them. It really isn't.
And we don't want you to miss out on any free gifts either, because everybody loves a freebie. It's lovely to get a free gift.
We love our free gifts. We've had so many free bulbs this year.
Yeah.
Right.
We've placed lots of orders.
Yeah. Hundreds. I've still got. I came across a couple of packets of bulbs that I got free the other day.
Yeah, I know. I've still got. So I placed some orders whenever we had the Tet bouclés.
Yes.
I've still got those to do. So I might actually, if I get chance, I'm going to put them in the lawn with the rest of them.
I'm just going to make
loads
sure
of them.
between Christmas and New Year, there's a couple of days, if the weather's good, I'm just going to get out there and do a few bits and pieces. Because I think Christmas is lovely, but it can be quite stressful.
Yes.
Sometimes you just can't wait to...
Sometimes it's nice
Bye! Lovely seeing you, bye!
Bye then!
Yeah.
I can sit here in my pants now.
Yes. No more cooking. But I jest, but sometimes it is nice to have a bit of time to yourself over Christmas and get out in the garden if the weather's good. Got a brand new Daphne for you now, which is called Pink Fragrance. Again, really pretty foliage.
Yeah, I do quite like the foliage on a Daphne.
I know it's quite delicate looking.
It is. It looks a bit like. It looks a bit like one of the houseplants we got this afternoon, actually. But this isn't. This is one you plant outside, and it is a stunning variety of the Daphne because it is compact and it is slow growing. So this means it's great for those small, well, every garden, but particularly for smaller gardens because you don't want something too vigorous in a smaller garden, do you? It's going to reach about 3 foot by 3 feet height and spread here, so 80 by 80-ish centimetres. But the big thing about it is the scent that you're going to get from this. It's semi-evergreen, so you can see it's got its foliage now. In most places it's going to be fine, might drop its leaves in some areas, but don't worry about it because that foliage is going to come back. The flowers are produced on the new growth, so that's what keeps it flowering all summer long, and that's the bit that's a bit unusual for a Daphne. Please plant this where you're going to enjoy the fragrance. You don't want to miss out on the fragrance of a Daphne.
And postage is included on that today. So it's down to just £17.99 with a £5 saving, 510732. More orders coming in, so thank you so much to each and every one of you.
Yeah.
We had a lovely
wonderful
show.
Thing to spend money on, hey?
Yeah. I never feel guilty about plants.
No, I don't feel guilty about it.
Really don't?
Never. I feel guilty about some things I spend my money on, but never when I'm buying plants.
I think it's because they give you such pleasure for so many years.
Yeah.
And don't forget, by the way, all of our winter hardy plants do come with a lifetime guarantee as well. So you've always got that. I'm not being funny, but most things that you buy for the home do not come with a lifetime guarantee.
No, not at all.
All of our hardy plants do.
Well, this one is one of them, and you would not expect that from a palm.
Now, at this time of year, 20th of December, my birthday, don't forget, you might be thinking, hang on, to sell a palm in December is crazy.
Yeah, what are you thinking of, you crazy people?
But this is the hardiest palm I think we've ever had, isn't it?
I think it might be, yeah. I mean, look, the tag on here says minus 18. You can shop with confidence here with this one because we do have a winter hardy palm for you.
Minus 18, look at that. Yeah. Wow.
And it's got the Royal Horticultural Society Award of Garden Merit as well. So this one has been trialled and tested. It's been vigorously tested by the Royal Horticultural Society, and they have said it is absolutely fine. Yeah. Grow it, you'll be all right. It's the Tom Hardy of palms.
Yay. And when it comes to, I've got quite a few palms in my garden, and some are a bit trickier than others. But if you want that Mediterranean feel, but without the worry that, if it drops a few degrees, might not survive, might have to fleece it. We both think it's quite easy to look after slightly delicate plants in the winter, but it's not easy for everybody. It depends how much time you've got.
Look, I used to avoid them. I did. Yeah. I always thought they were too much trouble, too much work, and they might be. You might struggle to do that, and that's absolutely fine. We're not judging at all. But this isn't one necessarily that you would have to.
I think someone like my mum, who's obviously 83, not as agile, if she suddenly had to go out late one afternoon and start fleecing plants because there was a frost forecast,
because it takes longer to do things.
she would. She'd find that a little bit
stressful, hard work, too much.
But you will never stress over this palm.
No.
You won't.
And I really like the shape of it as well. I like the way it grows. It's quite interesting. Can you see it? Because they are like fans.
Yeah.
That's the thing on this one. The way that the leaves grow, it does look like a folded fan, doesn't it? It's beautiful. And the shadows and shapes that this is going to create. It will get big if you want it to. You can reach, 10 metres in height, but it will take a long time to get there. It's only going to grow about maybe 10 centimetres per year.
I
take a long time.
I think the price of that today as well, $14.99, is incredible. Just to let everyone know, because I know we've only got about 10 minutes on the show, final reminder, free P&P on orders over £30. This offer is definitely finishing the end of December. And I know sometimes we'll say, oh, we're extending the offer. We've had the email, haven't we? We've had the email. That is not going to be happening in January. Don't worry, we've got lots of other offers and promotions, but not that one. And also, you will get your free crocus balls with every individual order today. Now, Bex is rummaging around in the pots, aren't you?
I am. I was just deciding what to put the hardy fan palm in, and I think you've got options. I'm going with the Jimmy. The Hendrix.
That's our Hendrix Square, by the way. And
I love it.
It's half price today, 2 for $24.99.
That would be amazing. And do you know what? It'd live its life in here.
Yeah, it would.
I don't think you'd ever have to take it out of here. Excuse me. Obviously, you'd have to feed it and stuff like that. But yeah, I think it could live its life really, really happy in the Hendrix. But if the Hendrix isn't your bag...
A very different style in the Diablo, which is that one there. So this is a bit more rustic. It's a little bit more... I would say shabby chic, and the deal today, and we've had so many orders for these in the past week or so. It's the most popular pots, so they're normally $22.99 each, so 2 would cost you £45.98 normally. You can get 2 today for $14.99. That does seem, I'll be honest, at $7.50 each, that does seem remarkable, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
It really does.
Love it.
And I know Elaine, I wonder if Elaine's have arrived yet, because they're on the way today.
Oh, they must have done. She ordered them a while ago. I hope she got them.
No, she said they were being delivered today.
Delivered today. Sorry, yes.
Yeah, but she might have bought some more. We don't know, but we do know they're on their way today.
I got my delivery the other day. I got my bird trellis planters.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I'm quite excited about those.
That was quick, actually, wasn't it?
It was. That was 4 days.
Yeah. By the way, just before we finish our live show today, this afternoon we are pre-recording a whole show on the houseplants.
I'm very excited about that one.
So you can stream that between Christmas and New Year. There's a garden essential show, and we have got a clearance show recorded as well. And there's going to be a special section on our website, isn't there?
Yeah, where you can go in, you can click in, and you'll be able to watch all the Christmas shows, all the special shows. They'll all be in there for you to be able to access.
So when you got rid of them relatives, a bit of time to myself, you can sit down with myself and Bex.
It'd be lovely.
Yeah.
Why not?
But we've got some special shows for you to enjoy over Christmas and New Year. Right, back to another one. We're going to get this in the show because there's 2 words in here that I think are very festive. Fig and turkey.
Yeah, it's coming up, isn't it? Yeah, I like this. I like the fact that we've got a standard for you as well. I'm a big fan of the standards that we do.
I've got
this
so
one. Good.
I got it years ago.
Yeah, it's
I had
good,
a lot of figs this year on it as well.
Yeah. Little figgy pudding.
Yeah, I've never made a figgy pudding. I have to say.
Neither have I, to be honest.
I tend just to chop the figs up and have them in salads and things.
Do you?
Yeah. Is that weird?
No.
No.
No, that's lovely.
I mean, if I was a bit more talented in the kitchen, you could do all sorts with them, I'm sure.
No, it's nice. Just on it, just fresh like that.
But
it's lovely.
Years ago, I used to think you could never grow figs in the UK. It didn't occur to me, but actually these are fully winter hardy.
They are fully winter hardy, so they do have our lifetime guarantee. They are a grow your own, which is brilliant. You've heard us talk a lot about the grow your own. And the beautiful thing with the standard is that you can keep it in a pot. So it does mean that if you don't have a massive amount of space, you can still do something that is grow your own.
I tell you what amazes me, Bex. The figs tend to appear from nowhere. I've never noticed any flowers, which is quite bizarre.
Yes.
They just seem to come from nowhere.
They do, and look how interesting they are as well.
Most fruiting plants, you get, blossom flowers, but I've never seen them on the figs. But suddenly you see these tiny figs appearing, and then obviously they just get bigger and bigger. Now this one does like being in a pot, doesn't it?
It does like being in a pot, yes, because a bit like the agapanthus, it does actually like its roots to feel restricted.
Yes.
So actually you don't want to go too big with the pot because it wants to feel like it's being hugged. You can plant it out into borders and things if you want to. You just need to give it the illusion that its roots are restricted and being hugged. But it actually does lend itself beautifully to being in a pot.
Well, we are nearly out of time. We just want to remind all of you lovely, gardening friends out there of some of the favourites today. And before we finish, we hope you all do have a lovely Christmas and a great New Year, whatever you're doing.
Whatever it is you're doing, if you've got loads of family or you are having a nice quiet one and you're on your own, hope you just enjoy a little break. And if you are feeling bored or lonely, then there are lots of shows that we have put up there that you'll be able to tune in and watch.
And we've got loads for you in 2024.
So much coming up.
Yes. Right, quick reminder. So, 2 brilliant grow your owns. The blueberry, I think this is the best value blueberry that we've done.
Yeah, I think you might be right, actually.
I'm going to say, I think ever, as far as I can recall.
Well, when you look at the size versus the price, I think you might absolutely be right on that one. This is well established. It comes to you in a 3-litre pot. It's not a baby. That means that you can expect to get some really decent crops from this plant in its first year. You're going to get loads of blossom flowers on there. Each one of those flowers then has the potential to turn into a sweet, delicious, juicy blueberry that's going to be packed with vitamins, packed with antioxidants, going to be absolutely delicious. And if you're a regular shopper of blueberries, it's going to save you loads of money.
And it's under £8.
Wowza!
I know. And the fact that we have sold blueberries in 9-centimetre pots before, and great value, but they will take quite a few years to establish. That is already a mature plant. It's established. It's in a 3-litre pot. That says an awful lot. And it's $7.99. That is honestly one of the best buys we've ever done on Grow Your Own. The only thing you need to know is it needs ericaceous compost. So, and you spell it E-R-I-C.
All you have to do is put Eric into the search bar.
I nearly had it.
And it'll come up. There you go, that's all you need. You're getting a 60-litre bag there, so that's plenty in order for you to plant your blueberry out. You might want to actually invest in a couple of the other ericaceous loving plants that we've got on. We've got the rhododendron bollywood, we've got the Gardenia and...
Leucothoe.
Thank you.
Yeah, so there's 4 on the show.
I knew there was 4, I just never remember the 4th.
It's always handy to have a little bag of ericaceous.
It is, yeah.
So that is brilliant. I hope you get it today at $7.99. And then finally, with the Grow Your Own, we have got the Thornless Blackberry.
Yeah, this is so interesting. I love this. This is where breeding really, it's so clever. So they've bred a Thornless Blackberry. All of the beauty of having a blackberry bush in your garden, but none of the pitfalls. No thorns, and this won't sprawl and spread. It'll grow to a decent size. We are talking 1.5 metres by probably 1 metre. And it will require you to prune it back annually. But at least you haven't got all the prickles to deal with, so that's going to be really easy for you to do.
And again, it is on a brilliant double-up deal, 1 for £9.99 or 2 for £14.98. So you're going to get so much pleasure growing your own. Honestly, you really will. And then finally, the best deal today, the star of the show is, of course, the Sarcococca. It's a buy one for £19.99, but if you double up, you get 2 for less than the price of 1.
$14.98. We keep saying somebody's had too many sherries, but we don't mind.
Can we just check that an even number of these has gone through? Nobody's bought just one, have they?
Nobody's bought just one.
Good.
Thankfully.
Every single person that's ordered these has doubled up today.
Yeah,
Thank
totally.
Goodness.
And it's well worth it. It's a beautiful plant, nice slow grower, evergreen, and it's going to give you flowers and fragrance all the way through those winter months. And just to remind you what you need to do, and you've obviously all done this, when you place one in your basket, you will be charged $19.99. But, so there you go. We've got our free crocus in there because we've put in the offer code YGTV51. But watch this. Boom. The price went down. And I'm going to be really honest. For some reason, you save £4 on this order when you join the club. And what we think has happened is base a club discount on the original price, which are £20 each. But if you are buying the Sarcococca and you're not a club member, if you join today, it's £5 for the year on auto renewal. You can cancel at any time. Then do it now. And I tell you what, if you want free postage, just add your compost and that'll get your order to over £30. And now you've got free postage as well.
And look at that, for £5 you can join the club and save a further £6.50. So I'm going to encourage all new viewers to join our brilliant YouGarden club today.
Yes.
Right, Bex, that's the end of our show today.
That's it. There will be a show for you to watch tomorrow at 10 o'clock, so please tune in for that.
And there is one that we have recorded for Christmas Eve.
There is.
And lots of special shows. We're recording one on houseplants this afternoon.
Yeah. So we're not going anywhere. We're going to get some lunch, though.
Yes. And we're going to try not to make any mistakes in the recording.
It'll be my turn this time.
Yeah, well. So thank you so much to you lovely people at home. Really appreciate you joining YouGarden TV.
We've had a lovely time. Thank you.
We really have. And I've had a lovely birthday here.
Well done.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Can't believe I'm 36. Anyway, see you soon here on YouGarden TV.